They were very thrilled with that ending on the live stream last night.
The ending is punchy. It sells it. The animators did an amazing job. Kelsey's art is beautiful, of course, and the video editing is sublime. So nice to see everybody. Back on YouTube. I've neglected it for some time, and I apologize. Been a little busy, spinning a lot of plates, juggling a lot of balls, and wearing a number of hats. I've got a guest with me today that I think you'll all be very pleased to get to know. This is Nick Amendolare.
Perfect.
Right? All right. So Nick is the Allegiance Arts Editor-in-Chief, and he's been doing an awesome job. Mostly behind the scenes. He's writing a lot of our updates and doing a lot of the social media stuff too. And he's editing books and helping us craft great stories, which is an editor-in-chief's job, making sure all the products are superb. And Nick, welcome to my YouTube audience. And it's great to be back and talking with them. And
thank you.
Yeah, it's and I feel very welcomed to be back. We've had a wonderful day yesterday. Nick, you want to tell them a little bit about our evening and our day and what we've been up to and what we've got going on?
So your audience may or may not know, I mean, may have seen the posts and stuff, but my background is actually in film and television. It's not comics. So crowdfunding is really new for me. And the concept of it, the machinations, the talent and imagination that goes to create a campaign. I came in during the midst of the Saints, so I really didn't understand, to be honest, how to ramp it up and what it took to build a campaign of this magnitude. And Kathleen Brignac, Cat B, who was the star of the live stream last night, with all deference to Kelsey, she did a phenomenal job, and people may not understand how much work goes involved in getting this done. So we launched the campaign last night on Ethan Van Sciver's very wildly popular YouTube channel.
He was very gracious. Yeah.
Artist Comics Pro. Help me out with that name.
Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Yeah, Ethan was super gracious, hosting Ethan and our wonderful Cat B. On the channel, and they both did a wonderful job, and it really helped us have a phenomenal first night for the launch. And loved the audience.
It was amazing.
We're making comic books for these people, and we're working our damn hardest at it. And it was a wonderful night. Yeah, everybody had a wonderful time.
The passion of the fans and their knowledge of pop culture is, I got to be honest with you, I felt like I went 10 rounds with Tyson. I'm like, oh my God, there's so much to take in. And they're alert and they're on top of it and they are hilarious. I had an education on how to crowdfund, and it was, I think I'm going to need a couple more days to unpack what I witnessed. It was the most extraordinary 4 hours I've spent online. I just learned a lot. No, I'm not kidding. It was like, I'm watching these guys talk, and I go to the campaign and I'm watching our numbers pump up, and I'm going, we live in amazing times. I know how I'm starting to sound like the old guy newbie, but it was an amazing experience. And
you've got a very masculine beard, says Spirit Car.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not even
and I love your avatar, Cesar from The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. I'm impressed.
Wow. Very cool.
One of the most impressive movies everyone should see.
Yeah, so what people may not know about Nick is he is a huge film buff, but not just a huge film buff, but an actual producer, writer, director of films. Done a lot of work out in LA and Hollywood on some projects that you may have heard of. Fifth Element, cough, cough. Yeah, Nick's been around. He's done some amazing stuff and worked with some really cool people. And we're really lucky to have Nick, and he's been awesome for us. So,
thank you very much.
Why don't you tell him a little bit about like yourself? Actually, I think that'd be really cool because
me. Okay. Give me a second. Let me get back to my screen. I had to make sure that we lost the audio. I have the live stream park so we can brag on Kathleen a little bit because she and Kelsey did such an amazing job. But every now and then I accidentally click the audio. I don't know what I'm doing here. This beard gives me hope for mankind. I don't even know how to respond to a compliment that grand. Thank you so much. KG1. By the way, that makeup is extraordinary. I don't know if I could. Whoa. Is that a Mezco Godzilla? Please answer. That's pretty impressive. It looks like the 16-inch Mezco that they put out. They're highly detailed. So, long story short,
I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm a Godzilla. Whatever action figures I have are in a storage container for a reason in Los Angeles. And my niece, who obviously I talk about every chance I get, I don't know how this kid got into it except her parents. She loves the Godzilla. So I started building her a collection of the really high-end collectibles like Godzilla, Mothra, Ghidorah, and all these things because kids love dinosaurs and monsters and, why not? So long story short, I've spent most of my adult life, actually all of my adult life in film and television. I went to school in film school in London. Then I went out to LA and I started working like everybody else. I started as a production assistant. I was a script reader for Richard Donner's company, Joel Silver's company, Trimark, Vidmark, Promark, Levinson Rosenfeld, who made Mystic Pizza and Home Alone. For anyone who doesn't know, a script reader is in development. So you learn about story. And I read a lot of scripts. And I was a freelancer for a while. And then I got back into production because I realized I missed it and I wasn't gaining any, as much set experience as I needed. Worked my way up to be a second assistant director and then a first assistant director. Directed my first feature back in when Kurt Cobain was still alive. And then I'm that old. And then made my second feature and got into broadcast television. Was part of the startup for Fox Family Channel when Rupert Murdoch and Haim Saban bought it from Pat Robertson and that gang. And worked on a lot of reality shows. I was on one of the first dating shows, Blind Date, which was a huge success. And I just started writing and producing promos and producing television, and I stayed in broadcast. The last show I was on was Big Brother season 8, and then I took a sabbatical and just started writing.
Yeah. So that's Nick, everybody. He's like the real deal. And he's working with us on the regular. And you guys may have met Cat B last night, her Kathleen, as we affectionately call her, but Cat B is her new nickname now. She can't escape it. Cat is a very talented and outstanding young woman. She may join us later today. She rounds out the Allegiance Arts team. She's doing marketing and design, and what else? Just sort of like kind of a little bit of everything. We wear a lot of hats around here. Everybody does a lot of different stuff, from promos to editing and copy, and it's just sort of like a all hands on deck kind of boat we run. I guess.
What I love about Kathleen, and I finally admit it, I want to admit it out loud, but every time I get off the phone with her, I feel like I'm living under a rock. She just has her hand on the pulse, much like Kelsey, of what's going on. And so she'll say things, and I'm just going, why don't I know about this? And then after our meetings, I got to run to Google and go figure out what she's talking about. I've learned so much from her. And I think that's what I enjoyed about the live broadcast too, is just how much attention is paid to what's going on in our social media,
Yeah, I rely on
a kick out of it.
My head is so wrapped up in craft and story and art all the time. Like I am not the pop culture like encyclopedia. That's just not me. I'm not wired up that way. But Kathleen like knows everything. Like her, she is the ultimate comic book customer. Really, I mean, she backs campaigns. She's been buying comic books for years and toys and all kinds of pop culture stuff. Her knowledge is encyclopedic. I guess, to say the least. And we rely on her a lot to kind of keep our finger on the pulse of trends and, basically what comic book enthusiast and pop culture enthusiast or after this week and in news and everything. So yeah, she's become indispensable, and we really greatly value Kat's contributions to everything that we've been doing.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. I mean, Blacklist Universe.
Blacklist, yeah. Mike's an old friend. Yeah, it's good to see Mike. We actually exchanged some messages a few weeks ago, so it's been great to reconnect with some old friends like Mike.
Is this Bored Ape Mike?
This is Mike Miller, from Blacklist. He's doing the NFTs now. Right,
that's what I was going to say. Well, congratulations, Mike. That's a heck of a achievement. I've been following it recently to be honest with you, to glean information.
Yeah,
and I'm blown away at what you've achieved. It's extraordinary.
Yeah, I mean, I've been into, I dig crypto. I just haven't got and I understand how the NFTs work, and it's something we should do, and it's something I want to talk to Mike more about for sure, because I would like to see where this could go for us. I'm definitely into it. It's just like, oh, man, building campaigns, running a company, dealing with, every curveball that pops up. It's like, we only have so much bandwidth, but if we could, maybe we could work with Mike on something and all mutually benefit in some way. But thank you very much, Mike. Great to see you.
Yeah, that was a very gracious of him to be on. Anything he wants to offer in terms of advice, I am a sponge, because I find that whole move towards it fascinating. I don't think it's a fad. I think it's going to be something that'll be around for a while.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's a great way for artists to monetize their work. That's honestly free from people who are going to, for lack of a better word, take advantage of them.
Yes.
I think there's a lot of potential for the artist to pocket more money instead of, big galleries taking
for
gouging commissions.
I love that. I mean, I've got more to learn for sure, but I love that there's this possibility of an artist creating a work and then participating in its royalties throughout actually beyond their lifetime. So like, you're tied to that contract, and you can get a royalty every time your artwork exchange hands to a new buyer. And that can be, that I think is and can be in perpetuity. So not only can you benefit from this your entire life, but then your children, your grandchildren, and your entire progeny, I guess, right? So long as this blockchain is running, which should be for a very, very long time, I would think. Please write it in your palm, Mitch. Never trust Mike. Oh, Mike's a sweetheart. We love Mike. Evil. No, I think everybody. The YouTube is we all dunk on each other on YouTube a little bit. So
they were having fun last night with that Western. I don't know if you remember seeing it. They thought that one of the characters looked remarkably like you.
Yeah, he actually did a little bit. So handsome fellow, I must add. He was a winner
with a gun too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be great for artists to have. Of course, I think it's great to have more control of their resources. I mean, what's that old? You see it on the internet a lot. It's not even a meme, although they treat it like a meme. It's not just the talent you're paying for but the years of experience you put into the craft, regardless of what that is. That's what the person's paying for. It's not just the painting or the script or the comic, it's all the time spent to develop your skills to be able to produce a work that is of note and noteworthy. And people forget one of my art teachers used to say, it's not just talent, it's blood, sweat, and tears. 90% of it's blood, sweat, and tears. And I think sometimes it's easy to forget that when you see a finished product and go, oh, that's cool. It's like, yeah, that's cool. And it is. But people don't know how much work, or some people may not know how much work goes into putting together anything.
No, comic books, in a good way, right? They can be really deceptive, right? Because you can read a comic book, fairly casually in quickly in a lot of times, although I think we're making really, dense comic books that are meaty reads. I'd like to think so anyway.
Very much so.
Lots of bang for the buck is what we're trying to deliver. But, for anybody that doesn't maybe understand, and a lot of people, everybody in this audience likely does, right? I mean, they know because they're real enthusiasts. But like, it's a lot of work. You talk to a layman or just like an average Joe, and they're like, yeah, I'll commission a comic book. I'll give you $1,000 and have it done in 2 weeks. And you're like, get lost, pal. Like, that's not happening. But yeah, there's a real misconception on the amount of work for films too, right? I mean, it takes so much work to stage and edit and cut and direct and write and rewrite and rewrite again.
Yeah, it's funny you should say that. I think maybe I'm like a month and a half, 2 months in, and David Williams calls me. David Williams, for anyone who may or may not know, who is the
everybody knows David Williams.
I know, but I just got to throw it out there. And David and I have these very intense, beautifully intense, not negative intense conversations about art and culture and comics and films, and we just have a great rapport. But he said, so how you doing? What do you think? He goes, I bet it's not like film. I go, to be honest with you, David, in many ways, comic books is harder. He goes, well, what do you mean? I said, well, on a film or a TV show, you have an entire team of people who do a specialized job. I said, to be honest, because as a kid growing up, you go to the store and Spider-Man is there every month. Werewolf by Night is there by every month. Star Child, whoever you want is up there every month. Heavy Metal was every month. But you don't realize one person often is responsible for so much. So I said, to me, David, it's harder in ways. The comic, yes, you have the writer, and yes, you have your editor and the support team. But if you think about it, the artist, the illustrator for the comic, especially if he designed the characters, he or she, they are the casting director. They are the costumer. Okay? They are the director. They are the lighting director, or the DP, the director of photography. The colorist does the set. The artist does everything in a frame. Whereas if you have a frame of film, you have a team of people creating everything in that mise en scène. Whereas in the comic book, it's one person. I think that's why Will Eisner is so astounding. He drew those amazing New York scapes. That's one person. Now, maybe he had a team of people imitating. I don't know. But, when you look at Kelsey's work or David's work or your work, that's one individual creating all that in one frame.
Yeah.
So you multiply all those panels by so many pages. It's a job of work, as John Ford used to say.
A job of work. And work well done is satisfying work. Yeah. So, and that's, I appreciate that, Nick. It's, I think all the artists in the chat and will appreciate that. The recognition from a film guy that, hey, this ain't easy, now. Ain't easy.
No. And again,
all right.
Through ignorance, I had because again, as a consumer, I run up to the shop and there's my comic every month, having no clue as to what to put into it. So you guys do, I think it's an extraordinary feat. Speaking of extraordinary, look.
Speaking of, Kelsey.
I heard somebody saying nice things about me, and I felt like
magically appeared.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how it works. You mention Kelsey's name 3 times, and he shows up.
Hey, everybody.
Or you
guys out there.
Yeah, rub I have a genie lamp over here, and I just rub it. And
Hey, I'm just popping in to say, if you guys are going to be sticking around, I'm going to come back because I'm going to eat some lunch. I'm going dizzy with hunger right now. So.
You've had a busy evening. I'm sure a hectic morning. So go for lunch. We're going to go over the campaign,
all right, cool
stuff, and just show it off a little more in detail, and then come back. And then I think everybody will be enthused to hear from you.
Can I give an update before you roll off?
Yeah. What's up?
$31,963, 433 backers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So
definitely
cool.
won't be disappointed. It's a solid book. You got my word. I put a lot into it. So.
He's being humble, I think, with that. Yeah, it's more than solid. It's an exceptional piece of work, I would say.
It is.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I look at this and I'm just going, I was telling Mitch the other day, I said, to be honest, this is going to be so posting all the the posts, the updates and stuff. We have so much to draw from, so much to glean from in the way of powerful art that I think it's going to be not easy, but it's going to make a bigger statement when it comes to updating and creating media and things for people to latch onto. It's like every image is very strong. It's not like I have to go, well, this is really kind of a, not a throwaway image, but how some images are or for
they don't say much
exposition.
Yeah. Right.
You don't have a lot of exposition. It's action, baby.
I mean,
it's like
I'm not quite there yet, but my goal is to basically make every panel mean something. There's no transition panels. Every panel is a story, and each panel with its story combines with the rest to make the story of the page. Each page comes together to make the story of the book. So I want meat in every corner of these books.
You don't think you're there yet?
Well, I mean, there's always room for improvement.
The man is hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry. All right, let me get out of here. I'll go eat.
All right.
You gave me this meaty thing to talk about, and you're going to go eat. Fair enough.
All right. See you.
All right.
I'm going to pull the campaign up. That's a good segue.
Yeah, man. Check it out. We're at 32K already.
All right. It's been just a few minutes since I'm
going to frame this stuff.
Are we sharing? Yeah, we're sharing. All right. This is the Indiegogo homepage, by the way. So this is really exciting because we've got, if you go to the Indiegogo homepage, we are #1 on popular projects, and that is truly and greatly appreciated. Very humbled by that.
Yeah.
So hopefully, Indiegogo will pick us up and push us. It's a beautiful campaign. Indiegogo should be very proud of it. The whole team worked really hard on it. It's a beautiful book. So hopefully Indiegogo will take the hint that this is a worthy project and push it. We'll take a look.
Let's see where we're at. We were at 31,963, still there.
31,963, which is wonderful and humbling. Thanks to your gracious support. We're going to be able to make Norah's Saga Season 1, which is all 6 episodes of Norah's Saga. Some of you may not know, we've got 3 episodes that came out in Walmart. We had a bit of a dispute, I guess you'd say, with our distributor, not with Walmart. Walmart's been awesome. We have a dispute with our distributor that has precluded us from releasing the rest of the episodes, but they've been getting finished. In fact, all the books are nearly done, and we don't want to wait. Like, these books are amazing, and everybody worked really hard on them. So we're just switching to crowdfunding to get the entire package together in something that's even maybe more definitely more prestigious than the comic books.
Right. I know people have expressed tremendous frustration to us publicly and privately. And believe me, and we really can't talk about it in depth because we're still dealing with it privately. And trust me, we share your frustration. I mean, we have a great relationship with Walmart, and we don't want it impeded. I mean, there's a thrill to like go into a store. I'll be straight up. I took my dad to a Walmart, and I go, "You got to check this out, man."
Yeah,
and I got
go ahead.
Instagram. I got on Instagram. I got a picture of my dad standing next to one of the displays. And he was thrilled. My dad, he's a father like anybody else. And so there's a certain, not only just the bragging rights, but there's a certain pride to knowing that your fan base, your readers, your customers can physically go somewhere and pick up a book and look at it in their hands. That tactile thing is beautiful. Yeah. And believe me, we share your frustration, and we're working hard. But like Mitch alluded to, we felt this was the quickest,
it's definitely the quickest way to get the books done and get them in customers' hands. They'll be delivered in May, which we're fighting as hard as we can to get it done even sooner. But May is the promised delivery date, which it takes a little time to put these packages together and get them all shipped out. Although we're getting it down to a science after running 3 of these things, so. We're getting faster and faster and faster at being able to build the campaign, build the books out in InDesign, and we've got the right people for that. Kat actually does all the InDesign work and does a wonderful job. And we've, really synced up with our printer, so we can communicate really quickly. So it's like the more you do this, the better and easier and quicker it all gets. And we're just build it. It takes a little while to build the machine. So, but we're
yeah.
I think we made the thing was actually. We've got it down pretty tight.
And like Mitch says, we wanted to offer not just a book, but something that was an event.
Yeah,
you hear this with real estate agents. I'm not selling houses, I'm selling a lifestyle. Well, we're not just selling books, we're selling an event. We want to, of course, not only feature the character because it's a great character, but also celebrate the artist and the writers who put it together. You know, Blake is she's a household name in the industry, and Kelsey is a venerated comic book legend. And
I would say Battle Scarred Pro, but
I'll take it.
But I like venerated comic book legend is maybe it's even better. But also Battle Scarred.
Also what?
Also Battle Scarred, for sure.
He could be whatever he wants.
So one of the good things,
we're offering a lot here, and I think that's important, you know. And I know I'm like part of my job is a hype man, but I wouldn't do this if I didn't believe in it. I think we're offering a lot, and it's our way of saying thank you for supporting us, and we value you. Yeah,
very much so. And on the flip side, we have sold over 100,000 books, or episodes, or well, I call them books. They're books. So 100,000 books sold, which is a huge number. And those aren't like the, you know, kind of fudgy comic book numbers sold where like they're books shipped to comic book stores. These are actual scans at the register. 100,000 people have walked out with one of our comic books, and that's an incredible achievement, and one will continue to add to and plan to, you know, the next 100, then hit 1 million, and then just keep going from there. But that's a huge achievement, and that's something we crossed probably like 3 weeks ago or so. So we've been sort of celebrating that achievement here for about 3 weeks in the run up to Norah. That's been the wind beneath our wings.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little stupefying when you think about it. It's like, I'm like, dear Lord, you know, I mean, I'm used to like, you know, we used to get rating sheets, and, you know, you have to go look at the rating sheets. They call them overnights. And if your ratings weren't good, you know, that you're going to hit the unemployment line pretty soon. But that's TV. I'm like, whatever. But when you think about 100,000 comic books, 100,000 units, 100,000 people know your work, even though they may not even know you. I think I find that amazing to me. I'm still, I don't think I've really processed that number. If that makes sense.
It's a wonderful start for a startup publishing company. So I want to answer a couple of questions here that are in the chat. FluxScore says, I was never able to find these books in Canada. Yeah, because Walmart in Canada has a different distribution system. Like it's like almost totally different. So that's why they weren't in Canada. Light Universe says, so there's a chance that they will reach Walmart eventually. Yeah, that's definitely not out of the realm of possibility. Yeah, so we're up here in North Arkansas. We actually moved, Elizabeth and I moved from Little Rock to Northwest Arkansas, Walmart's headquarters.
Wait. Kat is trying to come in. We got to need to let her in. She's saying,
okay. Knock. All right. Well, I'll let her in just 1 second. Let me get a couple of these in. But yeah, there's a chance, but we are guaranteeing that backers of Norah and anything we do, the customers will get it first. So that is a guarantee. But eventually, yes, there's a possibility we'll be able to spin this back up. We just got to figure some stuff out. So Blacklist says those aren't scars, they're stretch marks.
Wow. Tough room, man.
Yeah. Gannon 136 says, hey, Mitch, will we be doing this for the other Allegiance run in 2022? Yeah, so long as we're in the same situation where we have a distribution issue, so we're going to do that. So for sure, for absolutely sure. And we're going to make sure that backers get all the books first that they back before they hit any kind of retail. So is it wrong that I want to see you dressed up as Santa Claus holding a rocket launcher? I don't think that's wrong.
I'm assuming that's very, very
right. I think yes. No, it's maybe me.
No, actually it's not. I don't even know what to say, but yeah, yeah, sure, why not? I'll hold the rocket launcher.
Gargoyle Comics was backer 471. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
R2D2. Nice to see you again, R2. We've got hashtag 100,000 strong. Yeah, that's super exciting.
Wow.
Allegiance Arts is the sleeper success of the comic book industry. Thank you very much. Sleeping giants won't lie long, I would say. Okay, cool. It's fun to be able to walk into a brick and mortar store and buy a comic book again. So I wish you luck. Thank you very much. Have a happy new year.
Very nice.
Gannon 136 just backed. Love the work you're all doing. Keep it up.
Hey.
There is Cat B. Spirit Car says, any chance of you're getting comics into Target? It's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, we've been building relationships and people in retail and vendor world. Like I said, Elizabeth and I moved from Little Rock to Northwest Arkansas. We're here because we're serious about publishing and running a large entertainment brand. And we're here building relationships with retail producers, like marketing people, licensing people. So we're in the backyard with all these ladies and gentlemen and trying to build very strong relationships and have made a lot of great progress. And we will see the fruits of that as we progress. So we're super serious about all of it. So it's definitely a possibility. Nika Toys has carved. See, I don't know Nika Toys, but I'll look them up. Carved a great. Kat would know what Nika Toys.
Yeah.
Of course, we rely on you for everything.
I know everything.
What is Nika Toys?
Help us out. Who is Nika Toys? Educate the oldie guy.
They do a lot of big. They kind of revive vintage toy styles, and they do they got some sick gargoyles, and they do a lot of the horror movies. The horror movies, you can find them in Walmarts and stuff right now. You can get like Halloween, you get Michael Myers action figures, and some pretty sick Freddy's and Jason's.
Okay.
Like the way Mezco did it, or Universal Monsters, that kind of feel.
It's similar to that. They're a little more detailed. They like to go kind of heavy on the armor details and kind of like outfit details, and they come in really cool boxes. I don't know if I have a few, but I can't think of which ones I have right now.
I told you guys she was the quintessential comic book fan.
I bet you that's the Godzilla that guy has. Oh yeah, these are the ones maybe. I got my niece. Yes, that's who that is. That's why it's kind of. I bought my niece. Okay, I'm sick. She wasn't even 2. I bought her the Godzilla, the Mothra, and the Ghidorah. And we found her the little ladies, you know, and so my sister had to wait until she got of a certain age because she didn't want to give her the little ladies for the moth.
The little twins. Oh man,
she was afraid she'd lose.
Oh, okay, they were like teeny tiny.
Thank you for the comment on the beard. Your fans are amazing. I am gonna float away. I almost shaved it off last week.
Oh my gosh, that would have been shocking.
It was one of those things. It's like, I think it was after the last Saint Nick video. I'm like, this is old.
Well,
and I'm glad I didn't, so I'll keep it.
Awesome. Well, no, it's
trim.
Yeah. Well, you are now officially an icon, so it's stuck.
Wow, that's a lot to live up to on such a day. So I'll do my best.
All right, Kathleen, I'm going to walk us through the campaign.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
By the way, I know we've been singing your praises, but you did such an amazing job. I've been watching it on and off today just to read the way you went through the whole campaign, and just all the I's were dotted, all the T's were crossed. It was such a treat.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's all locked up here.
All right, guys, we've crossed 32. Yeah, so that's super great. A great foundation has been laid for this. So we're gonna push it hard, and Kelsey's gonna be pushing and talking about it on his channel. If you haven't subscribed to Kelsey's channel, get over there and do it. If I say his name a third time, he will magically appear. So I better let him finish his lunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kelsey's been making some amazing videos. I'm sure everybody knows he's a very talented, not just artist, but editor, and great musical choices, smooth voiceovers. It's a really sexy channel, and I think he is about to explode, to be quite honest.
I think it's a master class in the craft of illustration, and everyone really should watch his. They should just watch his. I like the work in progress videos. Those are my favorite. You learn a lot, and he's just talking the way we're talking, and there he is working his magic. And I find him not only entertaining but very instructive. And people should really do themselves a favor and subscribe.
Yeah,
and he's kicking it up a notch. He's going to be posting more content, so you want to stay on top of it.
Yeah, he's been doing like nearly daily stuff for the last like couple of weeks or so. Yeah, it's very high quality. A lot of work is put into that, and it ain't easy.
No, the latest one, the Astrid one, is just wow.
Yeah, I gotta go watch that. So, all right, Norah's Saga, Song of the Fossagrim. Here's the campaign page. We just crossed 32. It's all 6 episodes, 136 pages, one unforgettable adventure. That's our tagline. So it's a very meaty book for a crowdfund. So it's a lot of, I mean, and it's understandable, right? It's 136 pages is a lot. It's a lot to tackle if you're just starting out with a crowdfunding campaign. So a lot of them tend to be like 48 to like 68 pages or so, which is very reasonable and totally understandable. And we've done that too, but we are 6 episodes into this thing. So just do the whole thing, release a really grand epic, and give the whole story to readers. All right, it says, gather your raiding party and be the first to own and read the complete first season of Norah's Saga by Blake Northcott and Kelsey Shannon from Allegiance Arts. Thanks to you, Norah's Saga has sold over 30,000 episodes worldwide, which is an extraordinary achievement. The Allegiance Arts team now invites you to finish this incredible journey with us, Norah's Saga, Song of the Fossagrim. And now that title will make sense when you read the book. It's kind of like the, I don't want to give it away. Includes all 6 comic book episodes and one bound graphic novel, 136 pages of unforgettable adventure with exciting bonus content. Thank you. And then we've got some great cuts here of Kelsey's art. These are some of my favorites right here. I love the first image. To me, it's like screams wanderlust to me.
Mm-hmm. And it's one of my favorite as well. It's beautifully composed.
Yeah, it's really one of the themes of the book, is getting lost in another world, in a fantasy world. And like the other tagline we have is, how far would you go to get home? And this really kind of encapsulates it for me. And then the next one, we got Astrid. They stumble upon some zombies. I don't want to spoil too much more than that, but they have a little tussle. And then I don't want to spoil this one, but this is a villainous monster that Norah and Astrid and Nandor encounter on their quest. So
he's a name.
Yeah.
Big heavy in the Norse mythology.
Yeah. So we delve into Norse mythology a little bit. All right. The other tagline, from gym class to warrior class. And this is a play on, this is one that Patrick came up with. And I love this tagline. It's born, I'm sure, out of his like borderline on obsession, maybe, with role-playing games, which I share. I love role-playing games, but he loves role-playing games. But it's a great tagline, from gym class to warrior class. When sassy, book-smart high schooler Norah Carlson crashes through the mist of time and into a realm of ice and Norse legend, her quest to fit in becomes an epic tale of survival, where she must win over unlikely allies, defeat monstrous villains, and complete a mythic odyssey to capture the Song of the Fossagrim. Norah's Saga Season 1 answers the question, how far would you go to get home? Which is a great ironic I love irony. I love irony in a headline. And get some beautiful kind of character transitions that shows Norah's potential growth as a character throughout the arc of her journey, from kind of contemporary street to full Viking warrior at the end. Let me head over here.
I'm seeing some good questions in the chat if you want to hop onto that.
Yeah, I'll hop onto some chats and we'll go over some of the perks.
We'll kind of hop back and forth here.
All right.
So Tail Rider is talking.
Just got here, so the book is completely done. Not completely. That's why we're fulfilling in May. So we've got 5 episodes are done. Kelsey is working on the 6th and final. So that will be done pretty quickly. He's going to actually draw some of it, the non-spoiler pages on his lives on his channel. So you'll want to go subscribe to Kelsey, and you'll get some great content over there, a real masterclass in how to compose a comic book page. So yeah, 5 episodes are done, completely colored, and the book will be totally finished like soon. You'll be able to watch Kelsey do it live.
And we'll clarify, this is the last episode of this arc. There's actually more Norah Saga story coming.
Yeah, this is the full first season, not the second. Yeah. The second season, we're now starting to hash out the full arc. And this thing is thick, boyo.
It is thick.
You bet.
It is. It's going to be a very thick book. It's definitely our biggest book to date, for sure. And
yeah.
And that's just story pages.
Yeah, it's a lot of bang for
bonus content in the back as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're
all right.
Very proud. But yeah.
Gargoyle Graphics says, with the addition of the Saints, any new titles scheduled to be released this year? So no plans yet. We have a couple that are on deck that we'd like to give some attention to. But right now the bandwidth is really limited. So we're really focusing on finishing what we have so far, setting up the season 2s for the books that will continue to season 2, and making sure everything that is produced is the highest quality. But as soon as bandwidth allows, we will, like I said, we got a couple on deck that are very exciting. What else we got here? Questions. If Kelsey is that good, pay him more. Kelsey.
We're gonna feed him grapes while he's doing head sketches. We're gonna take care of him.
we
didn't know we had an agent,
Kelsey. We fan him as he works, feed him grapes, fluff his pillows. Mm-hmm. He's very well taken care of.
Get him a mojito.
Yeah, this is a great question. So, hey, Mitch, I think it means international shipping is ridiculous. For me, it is as much as the book. Yeah, that's there's nothing we can do about that. Actually, just talked to someone who does a lot of international shipping. They said it went up another 30% in January or at the new year. So
maybe we can do an international campaign at the end of all these to help these poor guys out.
Still going to be crazy.
So, well, yeah, this guy's asking if he can combine books. So maybe once we get them all out.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Actually, wonderful. This is why we listen to our customers, because they have great ideas.
Yeah, you just have to be careful with certain countries because they may not have a bulk book rate. We've, real quick, my sister lives in Denmark with her family, and we had to stop shipping things because the shipping was costing more than the gifts we're buying and sending.
It's insane.
Because it goes by weight. And we had books, like, how you buy a young person a book or two, and you have to fill out everything in international. You got to fill out not a carnet, that's for shipping like in containers, but you have to fill out a customs form. And books are not given that much actually, they're not given grace at all. And sometimes, unfortunately, with international, you may have to pay customs for that book. So not only are you paying for the book, we pay for the shipping, and the customer could get hammered for a customs charge, which is villainous, to be honest.
It's quite literally highway robbery.
And so it's not that we don't want to ship international. What we don't want to do is have you put out your hard-earned money for a product, and in this case, it'd be our product, and you're being penalized by your local government with a customs fee. Yeah. I mean, that's what we pay shipping for. And so we have to be careful, to be honest. Because that's not a gift.
Yeah, I love the idea though. To do like basically maybe a 30-day campaign that like once we get it all done, just really dial in the shipping, see if we can't get a bulk. That way they can get as much bang for their shipping dollar as possible. I like that.
Yeah, we should look into it.
Ragman Von Wallet, who's been awesome, says, I like that things keep going and going. Yeah, we have. Honestly, I want to talk about our plans for season 2 because they are so cool, but we can't. You got to keep it under wraps. But I went to bed just thinking about season 2 last night and had a couple ideas that I sent to everybody this morning. But yeah, Kelsey's got some killer ideas for that. And we're going to be getting together. Probably Kelsey will come up here during fulfillment because he's down in Baton Rouge. So it's not too far from Arkansas. So Kelsey will come up here, sign books. We'll do head sketches, and we'll probably all get together and, hack at season 2 a little bit more. That'll be fun. It's always fun when we get together and do creative stuff. That's kind of what we live for here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pale Rider, subscribe to Kelsey. Awesome. Here we go. Back a campaign, add other titles, get everything held for a quarterly bundle. All right. I think that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, why not? Let's at least look into it.
All right. Twiddles has a great query here. I don't understand the seasons nomenclature. Yeah, so we switched to episodes and seasons instead of issues. And that's something we did early on in Allegiance Arts when we were going to be going with Walmart, because we were talking to a customer that potentially hasn't seen a comic book in a generation, right? So we wanted to speak in the parlance that they understood. So we called them episodes instead of issues. And we did episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, and episode 6. And once we get to the end of the 6th episode, that encapsulates an entire season of a storyline. So we've got a definite ending. We're setting up kind of it's an ending with a hook that sets up a season 2, but you get a full complete storyline that is meaty and satisfying and leaves, just a little taste in your mouth for more. And then we can come back in season 2s, maybe take a little break, really focus on crafting a great script and plot line for the next arc. And, everything gets flipped on its head. Maybe heroes become villains or new characters might come in, and we just retool everything for a new season, much like a television show. And that's why we did that. R2 has a great question. Where to follow Cat B? That is the number one question.
I'm on Twitter, but I'm CMB_Cactus Grim on there. And then on Instagram, same thing.
You're a breakout star.
Yeah, you are going to be your follow count's going to be growing daily, I would think. Any chance for a hardcover? And there is a chance, and I would say a strong chance. I don't want to spoil anything, but we may have a very cool surprise. We may have a very cool surprise announcement, but we didn't want to pull it out of the oven before it was ready, so to speak, right? So
we are going to have a lot of opportunities for customers and readers, or loyal followers, if you will, to win prizes, perks, and things like that. And there will be special announcements along the way. We just don't want to, like Mitch said, just let everything out of the bag. We want to space it out to let people breathe. I mean, I think we're all still catching our breath after such an amazing night. I mean, we're still at 32,098, and we're almost at $3,300. Can you flip and believe that?
Awesome.
Let's talk back to the campaign. We'll come back to chat.
Yeah. Let's do that. Perfect. All right, let's take a look at
crazy
items. And I love this. Norah Saga Season 1, Song of the Fostergram, comes with the coolest loot ever pillaged from a graphic novel crowdfunding campaign. We try to have a lot of fun with these. So we have a lot of laughs while we're building the campaign, inside jokes and Viking puns and stuff like that. We have a lot of fun while we work, don't we, Nick?
I think
I mean, it's not always
funny. I mean, our sense of humor is a little off, so I get a kick out of it. I think the puns are hilarious, and we're not afraid of poking fun at our own stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you gotta you got to have fun with it. And this is our spread of items. Kathleen did the book layout and design that you can see there. So Kelsey did a complete wraparound cover, much like the one we did for the Saints and for Red Rooster. So now if you have a Saints book or a Red Rooster Golden Age book or this one, those 3 crowdfunds, they will match on the shelf. So we've got a design aesthetic. We love it. The fans seem to love it, and we're sticking to it. And we're going to carry this over through our other books. So when you buy all the books, you're going to have this really stunning matching set on your bookshelf. All the fonts, the sigils on the front, you can see it right there. But anyway, it looks absolutely stunning, and Kelsey's cover art looks amazing in this package, I think.
Beautiful.
And Kathleen, you want to tell us about your favorite item?
What is my favorite item? Or are you just asking what is my favorite item?
What is your favorite item? As I know what it is.
Oh, okay. Well, it's probably the shirt. Yeah. I'm a fan of metal, so I want the band shirt.
You know, she's our resident metalhead. So Demon Slayer, the Demon Slayer t-shirt is awesome. I think we've already sold over 40 of these, which is really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's super exciting. They're awesome shirts. It's got Kelsey's art on it. And it's a kind of a meta experience from the book itself. So in Norah's Saga episode 2, she is given this shirt in Vinland, in the Viking world, as proof that someone from her reality has been here before, and his name was Ben the Slayer, and she is kind of following in his footsteps. And so Ben the Slayer left this T-shirt behind. That's an old, like, it's a fiction. We call it Demon Slayer, the greatest fictional heavy metal band of all time. And we have big plans for Ben the Slayer as a character and Demon Slayer as the band. So you just kind of have to just embrace it. It's got amazing art. People are going to ask you, I've never heard of Demon Slayer. On the back of the shirt, it's got the Norah Saga sigil in like a reddish orange color, vermilion, as they say. And it's got what does it say, Kathleen? Demon Slayer Tour 2021?
I don't think I had the date because I didn't want to make it so specific.
Okay, I think it says Demon Slayer Tour, and then below it, it has the titles of the books, all the titles of individual episodes as like a track list, I guess, ending with the Song of the Fossagrim, which is the title of the collected series. So it looks like a legit metal band shirt. And people are going to be wondering,
you're going to tell them all about the band that you're reading about. You're going to sell them on those Norah Saga books. That's what you're going to do, fans.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And we've got the bookmarks, which is your free gift for any purchase. The 6x9 postcards, which is a really cool idea that Kathleen had for the campaign. So we were doing some trading cards, but I think these are even cooler. You get a larger collector card, like postcard set of Kelsey's 6 covers for each episode. And they're absolutely beautiful. It'll be a cool thing to tack on your wall or just kind of keep tucked in the back of your book. And then at the bottom, the Norah lapel pin, which was designed by Kathleen and is going to look amazing. If you have backed some of our other campaigns, we do lapel pins is kind of our thing.
Yeah,
and they've been
I've got mine. Let me see if they can see these.
Yeah,
I'll show them the last ones.
I may have to.
Where am I?
Let me punch you in. How do I do that?
These are my tiny. Here you can see the little. Pins.
Oh wow!
Oh, where's my camera?
There it is. Yeah, that's one for the Saints.
Boom.
Actually, that's a better way to view things. I could see everybody.
Yeah, that's the Order of the Dawn pen. Yeah, so the lapel pins have kind of become our thing, and I think. Oh, did I lose you guys? Sorry.
Nope, you got me. You lost Nick.
Nope, I'm here.
Okay.
There we go. I'm back. All right, I'm refiguring out the tools here. Yeah, so the lapel pin. I think this is maybe the most beautiful one we've done. So I'm excited.
I like the blue.
And if you get the lapel pin perk, it comes with a name check. So it's kind of a vanity perk. You get your name inscribed in the back of the book. And it also entitles you to special discounts. So you're added to kind of our Allegiance Insider group. And we have like a separate, we keep your email kind of separate in the Allegiance Insider Club. And that will send you like discounts and special things, right? So that's That's where that's what you get for backing at the lapel pin name check tier.
It's how you get VIP status.
Yeah.
And you become a member of the tribe.
Member of the tribe, exactly.
You become a member of the tribe.
Yeah, for the Saints, we did the Saint
Norah.
Secret Society. For Red Rooster, we did the member of the Order of the Dawn. So this is become a member of the tribe.
I see Blacklist Universe says he's getting, or they're getting their shirt.
Awesome.
That's what's up. I see 42 sold right now. That's what
that's really cool. 42 shirts sold. That's fantastic.
Where are you seeing all this?
Get this shirts. Oh, 43 sold now. I get them through Indiegogo.
Yeah, she's
no. I thought you said someone. I thought you mentioned someone's name.
Oh yeah,
like,
he was in the chat. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat too. I got it going live.
Oh wow, okay.
We've already talked about all these, so I guess I want to scroll on through the packs.
Yeah, what do you guys want to know more about?
What do you want to know more? Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I can go back to questions.
How can you see the chat?
I've got a YouTube tab opened and I just got it muted.
Yep, Kat knows what she's doing. I can see the chat on my StreamYard here. We've got one that I totally agree with here from Jacob Berry. Bass Reeves needs to be on the big screen. Absolutely, 100% for sure.
I know there's a lot of Bass Reeves going on right now. Like there's a bunch of live and stuff going on, but we want to do our own thing too.
Yeah, for sure. I want to see Bass Reeves animated in the style of art of David Williams. David Williams, for those that may not know, has a background working in animation. He worked with he worked on the Batman animated series as a character designer and a lot of other stuff for Warner Brothers. So he knows what he's doing. He actually drew Bass Reeves in a way that could inspire an animation. And I could really see, like, I don't know that I've ever seen an animated Western, but I could, if you did it,
nothing that wasn't for an anime.
Honestly, we need to do an animated Bass Reeves show. David Williams needs to be the art director for sure. And we need to make it happen. We need to make it happen.
I always think of it, Genndy Tartakovsky?
No, enlighten us.
He did like Samurai Jack.
Oh yeah. I know his
Primal.
Work.
Yeah, he's a big deal. I always thought like a between David Williams and Genndy would be like the perfect look for Bass Reeves animated.
Okay. You should look him up, Kat, and give him a call.
Oh gosh, I wish I could. If I got Genndy's number, you want to drop that in the chat?
Email, contact, address. We'll send him a Bass Reeves book.
Big fan. Got his stuff.
All right. What else we got here? You see anything in the...
I'm on the... I like this. What is this thing called chat? What a wise guy. I know what chat is. I couldn't find it. I didn't know how she was appearing. I didn't know she had a different tab out. But that's dang good trolling, by the way. Very expert.
Nick is an old timer.
What are the
Not that old, but I'm old enough. Huh?
The newfangled internet stuff.
Yeah.
I like
Doc
your
Martin's
avatar.
older than you, buddy.
I like this dumpster fire avatar. Is that a pin? Can I get that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
On chat here.
Oh no, it's the one you got pulled up at the bottom there.
Oh, wait a minute. This guy says follow-up. I live in Canada, went to Saints, added second copy perk. Shipping didn't change. If I could have added a second title instead of, i.e., if 1 through 3 books is the same, I'd buy 3 books.
Yeah, that's like if you add another book as a add-on, it doesn't change the shipping at that point. But you can't, it's not like you can add a book that's not part of the campaign. I think that's what they're referring to. Well, we got Microtoast. What's going on then there?
Yeah, Microtoast has been awesome. So going forward, are you still distributing through Walmart or are you going strictly through Indiegogo or a combination of both? So we did address this a little earlier, and I'll do it one more time for people that are just jumping in. We just have a dispute with our distributor that's precluded us from releasing beyond episode 3 into Walmart. Great relationship with Walmart. We do intend to fix it, but for now, we've created all these amazing episodes, and we're getting very close to the end of all of them. And we have the ability to go to Indiegogo and deliver them to our customers like soon. So that's what we're doing. So we want to get the books out and into readers' hands, have them enjoy them. If they do go back into Walmart at any point, we'll either do that with the new seasons, or we'll make sure that all the backers get their books first before any of the episodes are released. So that's where we're at on that. We do intend to go back into retail. There's Mike Miller. He's getting his shirt. That's awesome.
Nice.
I love it.
Represent.
Nice.
FluxScore says in Canada, you can get almost anything in China from China shipped free, but anything from USA, you pay more for shipping than the product cost. I can't even pretend to understand the machinations of governments and shipping. So I'll just, I won't be able to solve the problem.
Sorry to read that.
Canada.
That's a
your
problem.
Prices are higher than ours anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, I've heard food is getting quite expensive in Canada, that's never a good thing. Food's not cheap here either, for sure. Oh my gosh. Never mind. Elizabeth and I had the great fortune to get to go to Greece not a few months back, and the food was so delicious and so inexpensive. It's a struggling economy, but they've got food down, like absolutely everything.
I wonder if they have like national control over that. Some countries have that where there's like a flat rate on food.
I have no idea.
Like Greece and Italy, I'm sure it's mostly local grown.
Right. So it's just cheaper.
I mean, the cuisine is where like Italy, where it gets nasty is you pay taxes going from region to region.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I have wine, so say I have my own vineyard and I'm sending a cask of wine to my cousin in Rimini and I'm from Florence, he'll get taxed on that.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna step off for a second. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. Well, we don't want you dehydrating live on camera. That would be horrible.
Yeah. Hurry.
More agua.
Scotty asked Mitch, will or would you be appearing on any of the big YouTube channels? Yeah, I'm open to it. You know, it's got to be the right. It's got to feel right. It's got to be the right thing. The only reason I've been off of YouTube is because Nick can attest to this. This ain't easy. So ain't easy. Lots going on and lots of fires to put out, lots of stuff to build, lots of creating to do. Because we are making books. So we're a publishing company, numero uno. But one of the things I've really missed and felt like I've neglected and wish we had the foresight and the bandwidth to cultivate was the sense of community that YouTube offers, right? Because it's a little hard to do that when you're just making books and putting them out into the wild. People get engaged with the characters. They like the creators a whole lot. But without like the huge machine like Marvel or DC has, where you can have full-time people doing all this kind of stuff, it's really difficult to find the bandwidth to cultivate that personal daily or at least weekly sense of community. We do that through mailing lists, but Nick and I have been talking about this recently, and it's something we want to do and engage with. And so actually we do really appreciate your advice on this kind of stuff. Like if Nick and I or Kathleen and I or the whole team or Kelsey came in and we engaged a little more on YouTube, where would you guys like to take it? Because it's that sense of community that I certainly miss and enjoy so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we want to make sure we talk to the fans in a way that is not only constructive, but for lack of a word, germane to what they want. What they're into. What do you want to know about? Do you want to know about how books are created? Do you want to know what it takes to get a book to print? He thinks the chat is kind of OD pen pal.
Oh, you got dunked on, Nick.
I don't even know what that means.
He said he thinks it's kind of like a old pen pal. That's a dunk.
See,
he might have
Ragaman
breaked it a little bit.
I don't even know who that person is.
Ragaman Von Wallets is a sweetheart. He's been around for a long time.
I wish my cousin Mike would stop trolling me on your channel.
Yeah, that's my cousin Mike. Greece economy exploded. The struggle is real. Yeah, man. We like people over there are living it, man. They are they're still in, I guess you would call like an extended depression. But you know what I noticed though about Greece when I was there? People were not wealthy, although there were some wealthy people, but in general, not nearly as wealthy on average, not even close. And formerly wealthy people are living much lower standards of life than they were formerly accustomed to. What I did notice is that everybody was occupied and everybody seemed very pleasant and happy.
Kelsey's trying again. He says, I've been here for years.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, I see him. He's down there. He got stuck in the bottom.
What's up?
Stuck in the bottom, Kelsey.
Welcome.
I'm used to it.
I couldn't see you down there in Louisiana.
I thought at first you were referring to like being on the internet, and I'm like, where is he?
Yeah, I'm going to be inking this Norah cover here for my new video today while we're talking. So you'll just have to bear with me.
So are you live streaming your video while we're talking? That's awesome.
No. I'm recording. I like record all this stuff so I can get my thoughts in order for like, explaining some of the things I'm doing. And it's easier to do it with just instinct, because like if I'm talking about it while I'm doing it way slower and I'm maybe second guessing stuff I'm doing. So I like to just go through it like I normally would, and then I can go back and kind of explain some of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been interesting so far. I've been trying to like make these videos interesting for years now. It's like I've watched a lot of drawing videos and I've seen, I'll like get to a point where I'm like, okay, what else you got? And I'm skipping through it really fast. I'm like, all right. Yeah. Oh yeah. I like that part. All right. What else? And I'll skip through it. So I'm like, and I was like, what is it that makes me watch a lot of these other videos from YouTubers all the way through? Well, they keep you engaged. They're constantly making it fresh. So that's been a goal of mine, is trying to make this more interesting to watch while we're doing all this.
Yeah, it's definitely working. I mean, I said earlier, I feel like you're on the cusp of a major breakthrough.
Yeah.
Like, I think you've got your brand down, you've got your pacing down. Everything is like really well done. And I think I really think you're about to like just hit the rail and just go.
Yeah.
Chat friends who's watching Kelsey's channel. Let's hear you.
Hop on board the Kelsey train. Woo-hoo.
Yeah. Fluxcore says nothing grows in Canada in the winter. I would beg to differ. I think resentment grows in Canada in the winter.
No, not amongst
Canadians.
Beards.
And
beards. Yeah. Canadians are sweet, innocent woodling children that must be cared for. They're not. There's no resentment or animosity there.
No, we love Canadians. In fact, we have a Canadian neighbor, and he's awesome. So,
I didn't know that part.
Well, Fred.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Fred.
Those Canadians are always blending in. You never know. You just never know.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, I forgot he was Canadian. His accent is thick.
He's French.
I thought he was from Paris. I thought he was actually proper French.
Quebecer.
Yeah, he's Quebecois. I forgot.
Yeah.
I always call him Quebecois. So I do forget he's Canadian though. Yes.
Ragaman says, "Stop deleting your video for the love of God."
What does that mean?
Probably because I keep deleting my old videos.
Oh, yeah.
Stop
I
it.
don't like that.
I know.
Well, he used the phrase "for the love of God," so you have to comply.
I just need to. Yeah.
Well, there's some like I'll like I haven't deleted any of my videos, but I'll turn them off after time because some of them are only relevant to that period of time.
Yeah, that's true. The other reason I haven't feel like I found my flow right. It's just like once I kind of catch the rhythm, kind of what Kelsey has now. Like you've got a aesthetic, right? And you've got a presentation, and it's a brand, and it all kind of works, and people are really entertained. And think once I feel that out, I'll be a lot more comfortable about leaving videos up.
Here, I'll make this
It's
a little
corporate
more.
talk. You want to make it personal.
I'll make this a little more interesting.
You're here for the people.
I know.
1 second.
You gonna share screen?
Yeah, here we go.
Awesome.
There we go.
Sick.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're talking.
That's looking great.
Yeah. And I got a comment
That's
saying
good.
the arrow would be cooler if it was like coming right at you, like like up here maybe. So we're gonna try that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, trees. I got to do these trees. So
Wow, the perspective is like a kind of an extreme perspective, right, in the background.
yeah, I'm trying to make it like it's hilly, so it's probably a little up, but it's also like an extreme, not an extreme, but more of a.
It's got a bit of a fisheye almost kind of look to me.
Right, so it'd be like this, and so the arrow could potentially come like right out at you here.
Yeah,
but it's hard though because an arrowhead, the shape of it tends to like dominate, and the shaft is so like thin, and then the back here, so it ends up looking like a strange egg or something. So sometimes extreme angles can be tricky.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. Can we zoom in a little bit and see your face?
Yeah, let me go back a little bit.
I'm starting hashtag Team Astrid.
All right, yeah. I love Astrid. She's one of my favorite characters in this. So, I'm really excited to see where she goes from here. But,
yeah, we haven't talked. Well, we've talked about how excited we are for the ending of this book, but also for season 2. But we haven't mentioned anything at all, as
Top
much
secret.
as we want to talk about it.
Well, the good thing is that the setup is out of the way. This is like what's could be cool about a lot of sequels. What's great about Empire Strikes Back is that they got a lot of the setup and the character development, all that's kind of like set in stone. So now you get to have fun. So we got good character development. We got a great story for this arc, but now we can have some fun, and I'm really stoked to get to it.
Yeah, setups are like really hard to do, and I think everybody can speak to that. You got to get these you've got to get these characters immediately sort of to connect with an audience, to empathize with an audience, and then you've got to set up their arc and know where they're going to go. But once you've established that character and you've already taken them through the ropes, then it's like you just got these cool toys you can play with now, and really push them to the extreme, and then you know them more personally and more intimately, and then you can start to play and toy with the audience's expectations of those characters.
Right. Well, like now we are like fully aware of Astrid's motivations. We know what drives her. We know what drives her, and I think that in the beginning, kind of feeling it out, it's almost as if the character. You know how we tend to kind of lie to ourselves even, it's like, you want something so desperately that you overlook, some of the things you do in order to reach that goal, which I think a lot of the characters do in this, and by the end of it, there's a very clear, like, oh, I may have handled this wrong, but there's just a lot of emotions tied up in the end. That's not the only kind of thing going on, but that's what I love when characters have to battle themselves. I mean, there's something to be said for a great villain. Of course, I love a good villain, but that internal struggle is almost just as compelling, if done right.
What I'm loving here is the goopy snow on those trees. Like they have such a great weight. I love it.
Well, I've only did that in the first issue, and then I kind of had the season turn a little bit where it was less snow, and by the end of it, it's just like wet and muddy and nasty. And but yeah, I still love that look of all the goopy snow. We might get back to that too. In the future,
like they're covered in glue or something. It's
cool.
All right. So Coach and Lunacy has some good advice. What people want is unfiltered access to the personalities involved. It would be cool if you guys got more involved, but it can't be corporate and sanitized.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
I don't know if I'm capable of
that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know that I'm capable of sanitized, so yeah.
No.
I'd like to know what he means by unfiltered access.
A camera in my bathroom. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, what he means is he wants us to start an OnlyFans, Nick.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know,
you got to bare your soul and your underwear.
You don't want any look at that, man. I dig this. I must say, what I've known. What the hell?
Huh?
Oh,
I'm looking at this guy's comment.
Awkward or weird on YouTube. I think you should lean into it and mess with their perceptions.
Yeah,
that can be weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of a weird dude, man. I don't know what to say. Everybody in Arkansas is weird. I mean,
yeah.
Well, the thing is that you get out here, people get used to you, and then Narwhal is weird, but he's Narwhal. We know him. We know what he's like. We love him. He's kooky.
We've got a tangent Nazi here, Kelsey.
Mike Miller.
I think he said just kidding. Oh, it is Mike. Yeah, it is Mike.
If there's a tangent in this, I'll eat my hat. Where is a tangent?
We call them tangent Nazis.
All right,
tangent.
You gotta tell me, because it's gonna kill me if I think there's a tangent in here somewhere.
No, I think he's just joking.
Mike.
I have to say, I don't know if you intended it, but as the book progressed, Astrid seems to look more like Sherry Moon's zombie from panel to panel.
Oh, really?
It's almost like you've been watching Rob Zombie's movies. I'm going,
no.
Is this intentional?
I don't know.
Bad. I think she's a great looking.
I don't know if this will spoil anything, but my model for her is Claire Devaney.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I can see it. I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, it kind of came late in the game, so it's just like my model for Norah initially was Dan Fan on YouTube. She's a good YouTuber. A lot of fun. She had a really unique look with the bangs and everything. Mm-hmm. And so she was my initial sort of muse for Norah, just like Claire Devaney, or however you say her name is. It was like my initial idea for her. Doesn't mean I'm trying to make them act like them. It's just an initial inspiration for. Because sometimes when you're looking for a character and it's best to kind of get out of the way. And like I saw. When I was kind of developing these, I was like, what am I, how am I going to do this? And I saw this hair on Alicia Keys, maybe, I think. And I was like, that's really unique. I haven't seen that kind of hair in a while, on a character. And then I made it white. And then her face, the way I first drew it, had a very particular kind of look. And it reminded me of Claire Devaney, so I went and kind of gleaned a few little tidbits off of her face and stuff, or the way she moves and the way she reacts and stuff is interesting. So, yeah. So maybe they can play her. She can play her in a movie or something. I don't know.
All right, Hadouken 77 enjoyed the first 3 issues and backed the book at launch last night. Great to see you back on Indiegogo, and happy to see EBS helping. Yeah, EBS was very gracious. I think
he was awesome. Yeah,
that was fun.
I mean, except for the long several hours worth of old movies, but I enjoyed that. But I like old crappy movies. And I love seeing how the old days were and things like that. But
the great AM radio host. I love AM radio. Back in the day, I was such a huge Art Bell fan.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Patrick and I.
This guy Van Wallet is slapping us around like the slow kid on the playground,
I think
man.
This is a huge compliment. I love AM radio.
Patrick,
weird stuff.
Patrick Thomas Parnell and I are wanting to do like a conspiracy theory show.
Oh, I want to be on. I want to be on, please.
Yeah, because he's really into that stuff too. We spent like hours talking about stuff the other day like that, and I was like, "What about Art? We should call it like Art Bell's Ghost or something like that."
That would be awesome.
Yeah, look for that at some point. Yeah, we'll get you on.
Can one of you guys do a Paul Harvey imitation?
Yeah, Paul Harvey. Good day. Yeah. I love Paul Harvey.
He's got to run.
In Arkansas.
We'll see you later.
I'll see you.
Chickens.
Who's got to run?
R2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a sweetheart. By R2.
Yeah. R2 is awesome, man. He was one of the OG guys pumping out everybody's stuff. Look at this, look at that. I mean, he was on top of his game and still is very invaluable out there. Love the guy.
He does my job for me.
I actually owe him a piece of artwork I got sitting over here. I need to send it to him. He didn't want it. I just told him I'm sending it to you. So. You're getting it.
All right, I threw the link in the chat. Let me pull up the campaign again and see where we're at.
All right, I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, and Kathleen did really well on the show the other day. That was awesome. She held her own, just like I thought she would.
Of course, yeah, I knew she would be excellent.
I think everybody liked her there.
Yeah, she's
very much
a charmer. Oh, damn it!
And my God, that Norah costume was perfect. I was kind of thinking, oh, she's got some, tidbits in the back, put together something kind of, but no, it was exact. I mean, it's exactly like the costume. I mean, it's crazy. That was perfect.
Let me refresh this real quick. 32,193. So we're pushing 33. 33 is a great goal for today, I think. I think we could even do better, but
nice.
Yeah, we've been getting some love on YouTube from Pop XP channel, which was super nice. That's Niall's Scala or Scalia. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, Niall. But they've got a great channel. Niall's a super sweet guy.
Cool.
And he pushed it on his YouTube, did a great review of the campaign. Super exciting.
Yeah, if you got a channel and you want me, I can't speak for anybody else, but just holler at me. I'll come on.
Yeah, I'm down. We're actually that's a great segue, Nick. We haven't we're going to be on a channel tonight. Can you tell us about it, Nick? Because you did all the details.
I don't know as much as I'd like to, but I do know that this person reached out to us, which was always a good thing. Her name is Lola, the Indie Princess, and she's the editor-in-chief for Indie Vault. And they have a pretty impressive site of all things comic and culture and art and mostly comics, webtoons, anything that has to do with film, video games, music, podcasts. I mean, they're pretty well-rounded. And
what time is that?
We're 9 o'clock. As she put in the email, not an early morning girl. I went, okay.
All right. So is that Eastern or Central?
Yeah, Eastern time. I believe that's what the invite said.
9 Eastern at Indie Vault. And that's a YouTube channel, right? Indie Vault.
Actually, let me go to our 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would be 8 o'clock your time.
All right, Kelsey, we've got 177 signature packs sold. So
nice.
Prepare your
surprising.
Yeah, I got it. That's why I made my signature like that. If you see my signatures like this little child scrawl kind of thing.
Yeah, let me show it here. There it is on the top right.
Yeah, I've done signed cards before for Anarchic Press years ago, and I had my actual signature, and it took probably a minute per card, or even maybe not that long. That's 60 seconds. So let me see. However long that was. Okay.
That was about 60 seconds, roughly, I would say.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I ended up doing something that will save my hand. It's very clearly read. Everybody can read it. Whereas my signature, you don't know what's going on. So
I do my first name, too, only.
Yeah.
But our names aren't like, Steve or anything. So we kind of have...
I used to hate my name. I'm like, why couldn't I be like Jim Lee, or have one of those names, Dan, like Dan Fraga, or just one of those kind of like really easy to grasp names. But as I got older, I realized that, well, I think there's another Kelsey now, maybe a colorist. I don't know if she's still around, but I'm really the only Kelsey in this business. So having a unique name actually helps me in that regard.
speaking of, one of the things, actually not speaking of, but tangent here. We had
tangent. I swear I know tangents in this. What are you talking about?
No. I'm taking the conversation on a tangent. So yeah, we had The Saints Unearthed, which was our previous campaign, which was written by Mike Barron, beautifully illustrated by Christian Rosato. It's a really fantastic book. Good. I think we sold like, I don't know, 400 something of those on a crowdfunding campaign, delivered on time. The reviews on the book were excellent. So we added it as an add-on to the Norah Saga campain for the same price, right? But we ended up selling like 40 add-ons for the Saints last night. And so it was like, well, why didn't you just make a perk? So we did. So this morning I got up and made a perk for the Saints. And added it to the main page so you can see it here. So it's Norah plus the bookmark, the sticker, and a copy of The Saints Unearthed by Mike Barron and Christian Rosato, priced at $55, which is retail price. And already 3 of them are claimed. So we kind of just snuck it in there quietly, and people are grabbing the Saints. They want Saints.
You know what? It reminds me of like some of those books that were coming out, DMZ, and that had those great covers by John P. Leon. Through, I guess, Wildstorm or Vertigo. There was a bunch of them, man. There was a whole series of like not true crime, not, what would you call this, not military per se, adventure, men's adventure. I don't know what you'd call it.
Like a contemporary thriller, with like a dark, with a, I don't know, what would you call it?
Who's this? What are we talking about?
The Saints.
Yeah. We call it like a globe-trotting thriller, essentially, what we've got. This one features like an archaeologist who is a bit of a fringe character. So he's kind of a fringe archaeologist, and he's a pariah to the establishment. The academia hates him, but he writes best-selling books, and he's like a pop culture celebrity kind of guy, the kind of guy that would go on the Joe Rogan show and have a lot of cool things to say, but that all the hoity-toity people hate. So he's a humanizer, a playboy, an adventurer, and he's on the cusp of a discovery of his lifetime that would basically rewrite history as we know it. And in the process of that discovery, of course, if you're going to rewrite history, somebody's going to be upset, right? And so he upsets a very secretive organization, would like to keep these secrets very much a secret. And basically they set him up, and he becomes an international criminal, or wanted. He's wanted by Interpol. And his life completely falls apart. He loses everything. And then he is recruited by a group called the Saints, which is another kind of parallel secret society that has been protecting. It's a secret society of adventurers and scientists and rogues and whatnot that have been protecting mankind from this dark organization that is attempting to control our destiny. So it follows the story of this character
based on a true story.
It's about my other life. Comics, but,
he would be on a conspiracy theory show.
Actually, yes. Yeah, Jean-Marc.
But he would be on it because he's trying to tell you they're true. Like,
exactly. Yeah. So he's the kind of guy that would go to the ends of the earth to find the truth, and quite literally. And that's what that book's about. It's a globe-trotting adventure thriller. So
it's like the Ancient Aliens guy, except he's actually
legit,
manly. Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah. So that's the Saints. We've added it. All right, let me go back here. Let's check out the chat.
We also added a signed book to the Win a Date with Kelsey Shannon tier, thanks to
that's right,
her wisdom.
Yeah,
nobody's gotten it.
Yeah.
Nobody's won a date with Kelsey.
I'm holding out, man. I'm telling you, someone will
price reduced $20.
That's coming. Yeah.
Well, my mom burst in like, I don't know, about an hour before, like half an hour before we got on. She goes, "Your Uncle Mike bought something off that campaign." I go, "Oh, really? What is it?" She goes, "I don't know yet."
What is it?
It works for me. His great granddaughter is this is my dad's brother. His great granddaughter's name is Norah, so I think that's what he did. He bought a bunch of stuff. So I think he's can give it to her when she's of an age she can actually read. She's like under 2.
Oh, okay.
She ain't reading this book anytime. Yeah.
Kid Mustang loved the Saints. Asks if there's anything more from Rosado in the future. Well, the Saints, we actually have 6 episodes written. So Mike Barron wrote 6 episodes for the Saints. Christian has drawn the first 2, and that's what we sold on the Indiegogo. And we do intend to finish it. Right now, I'm not sure what he's working on. We put the art on hiatus to focus on some other things, but we have the scripts done. And we all want to finish that book and intend to do it as soon as possible.
And for the people that don't know, Mike Barron is in essence the creator of The Punisher. I mean, everything that he wrote is what defined what we commonly think of when we think of The Punisher. So that's the kind of guy you got writing this, if you can imagine. I mean, not to mention Nexus and I mean just countless things.
Yeah, he's done all the Badger, right? Yeah,
and Badger, that's his own thing. Yeah.
But
I mean, he did the adaptations for Heir to the Empire. He did. I mean, I could go.
Really?
On
I didn't know that,
dude. There's so much. He wrote this stuff. Where is this? I just had them. Oh, here they are. Did the adaptations of Corum? Can you see this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Which this is one of Mike Mignola's early works. Actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And an adaptation of Michael Moorcock's thing, yeah.
This hardcover?
He's hardcover, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
He's just all over the place. He's one of our most prolific and, in my opinion, celebrated or should be celebrated writers. He's brilliant. I love him. Glad to be working with him.
Yeah, for sure. Mike's a cool cat. When I read his scripts for the first time, and not just his work, but his actual scripts, I was really impressed with how distilled he was able to get. He gets right to the heart of it really quickly.
Yeah.
All the information you need is there and really nothing more and nothing less. Like they're very distilled. So that's like the mark of an experienced comic book writer, in my opinion.
It's been challenging in some ways. Like when I'm working with him on Nexus, because there'll be like a, like for instance, there was a joke in the first issue of Nexus and I didn't realize it was a joke. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it like you got it here. And I kept reading the reviews and everybody was like, there's this one part that just had me rolling. And I was like, whoa, really? What part? And it was that part. I was like, oh, I didn't even get the joke, I guess. But everybody else did, and that's what's important. So he knows what he's doing.
That's hilarious that you spent hours drawing a joke page and like it just blew right by you.
Yeah, well, I mean,
in like art mode though, like your brain is like not thinking about like.
Well, I knew the intention, like I've done this long enough. I know kind of how to work around stuff like that, but I knew the intention. I knew that it was a gag because of the way it was constructed. It was obviously a gag. And I just didn't get it. And it's funny because like I totally get it now. Like it just flew right over my head. But awesome. My reading retention is not great. So. Or reading comprehension rather. All right, how's this looking? I think to balance this out, I need to take this swirl and kind of put it over this way. Because see what I'm gonna do is have this all kind of fade into like the snow. Let me do a little gray tone real quick just to kind of
hold on. Let Mitch bring you in here. We can't even see it yet.
Oh,
you got to share screen.
Oh, it was. What happened? Oh, I guess it flipped off.
Huh? All right, took it over and
hang on. Where is it? Share screen. Yeah, shoot, I was just drawn away. I thought it was. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Oh, thanks, Jacob Barry. We'll see you later, man.
See, like this little bit down here. Where the hell is it? Here it is. But I was thinking about. You can't see it still?
What's up with that?
Why not?
Mitch, what are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
Fix it.
All right. I did share screen, so I don't know why is it not working all of a sudden.
All right. Well, there I'm sharing Norah. Maybe try sharing it now.
You see it?
Nope. There's an icon on the bottom. If you just click it, it should share.
Oh, damn it. It's my fault.
Hello.
I knew it. There you go.
Boomer moment.
Yeah.
There you go.
So,
now I can see it.
Yeah. I want this swirl to kind of, like there'll be, the shadow of the kind of clouds will kind of go to this place, here. Maybe this is a what do you call it? This part isn't getting as much shadow right here. But then, basically you're trying to create a shape in the smoke that'll go like this. Oh wait, where's my darker color? I'm trying to get it to go like this,
Oh yeah.
Or like this, maybe. So maybe I need to, maybe this cloud is too far over here. Maybe it needs to be more like whoosh, like that. I don't know.
Kind of S curve into that line.
But this part right here, that's why I was like, oh, I want this little. This is like some Claire Wendling. I don't know if you're familiar with Claire Wendling.
I know the name, but I can't visualize her work.
She's a French artist, just fantastic. And a lot of this kind of stuff, I picked up from French, like this kind of. Wait, let me get that. Where they kind of just, instead of going in and meticulously doodling all this stuff, they're just just flow,
No, I like that.
Oh, the snow works like this.
Yeah. Yeah. So lazy, right?
No.
No. You insult my kind.
No.
We take offense to it.
Artistically inclined, I'll say.
Look at this little fuzzy guy, though.
Yeah, the Lynx is awesome.
Yeah, you like him? Oh, I need to put his little. He's got little spots on.
Is he a bobcat or a lynx?
He's a lynx. Yeah, you can tell by the little hair coming down. I think is the where they're.
The tail.
Yeah, the tail, like this, kind of comes down. Yeah, let me get some more. Where's my pencils?
So cute.
There we go. I hate trying to make up stuff when I'm inking. I want it there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I want my information there. Even with the spots, I'm like, I don't like making it up. It looks all weird. Where is my guide?
I wish we would have had the links all the way through the series of season 1, and that would have been a lot of fun. Because we have a lot of great animal characters in all the Allegiance titles. So you've got Rascal, of course, right?
Yeah,
Rooster's right hand best friend, right? And then in the Futurists, you've got two. You've got Sid, the mechanical monkey, who is the apothecary's pet. It's hilarious. And Butch just came up with that on his own. We didn't even ask him. But I had lobbied really hard for Harij, the sort of young magical character in the Futurist who becomes he's really the main character of the book. I wanted him to have a weasel as a pet, like gold earrings in his ear or something. So a reflection of Harij's own character, like he's animus, I guess, right? And so if you look at, I think is it episode 4? Yeah. Pepesh makes his first appearance in episode 4. His name is Pepesh, by the way, which I love. So it's Harij and Pepesh, and Pepesh is going to be a lot of fun. So as Teddy and Harij really start to head out on their adventure, sort of in a buddy cop way. Harij is always getting in Teddy's knapsack and screwing stuff up, and he's threatening to
not Harij, Pepesh.
No, yeah, Pepesh, right? So Teddy's always threatening to cut Pepesh's throat, but they always work it out. But anyway, it's fun. I love having the animal characters as I don't know what you call it. It just brings a fun spirit to the whole experience.
Here, let me share screen. I'm going to show you Pepesh.
Okay, yeah, let's see Pepesh in the Futurists.
I want to see him.
We have so much content to explore. I know this is Norah specific.
Oh, there's just so much going on. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is a lot of people have seen this. We've sold over what did you say, 100,000 copies of all of our books, total?
Over 100,000 copies. I think we're over 105, maybe more. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so like I mean, there's a lot of people that are kind of like, I've seen a lot of this stuff, but so many people haven't. So we need to be like not shy about sharing.
Yeah,
there's
for
so
sure.
much good stuff. Like what Nick was saying, I heard you guys talking about it, where he's like, every shot, it's kind of there's so many good shots to choose from and stuff, and I think that about all the books, honestly. So
yeah, sure. Everything is a work of art. It's everything. I don't think there's any wasted. I like to use the word. Oh, now I can't think of it.
Every part of the buffalo.
Yeah, it is every part of the buffalo. No, it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing like.
Every part of the very tasty buffalo. It's delicious. Good buffalo.
Oh, did we drop Mitch for a second? He's gone. He'll be back.
Uh-oh.
Is he on his phone and like, okay, I thought the thing died.
No, he's
again.
back.
I'm back. Sorry.
No, he was switching things around.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Papesh?
They did. Yeah. Let's see it again. Is it up? Do we have any more? Some Futurist episode 4. People haven't seen this yet.
Let me see if there's another one.
This was drawn by Christian Rosato. So I think anybody that loved the Saints, Christian filled in on episode 4. Yeah, let's see.
Hold on. Let me
I think that's the only shot of Papesh I got.
Oh, yeah, one screen.
Okay. Yeah, his work was so fluid. I sent an email to Butch, and I even posted on it because I was promoting it. The great Butch Geis, and Butch is like, Nick, that wasn't me. And I'm like, no. I had to print a retraction, and I'm apologizing to Christian. He's like, no, it's all good. It's that.
Ooh.
God. Yeah, so that's Christian's work on Futurist episode 4. He did the fill-in for Butch on that, and he did an amazing job.
We are seeing so many great artists come out of all this, and Christian, I mean, not to put anyone else down, but he's on the top of my list. I think he's phenomenal, and I can't believe we haven't heard from him now, till now. I mean,
yeah,
it's just unbelievable what he's doing. And that cover, his painting ability, his storytelling, his characterization, his coloring, everything is at like the highest level. You think you would have like heard about him for, at some point.
He was doing commercial illustration in Peru. And like Elizabeth got an email from his talent agent one day and said, hey, we got this new guy you might be interested in. And we're like, yes. Tell me more.
Yes, please. Thank you. May I have another? Yeah, he's phenomenal. I mean, I can't say enough good about him. Just unbelievable. Yeah. I mean,
his style reminds me of that beautiful 1970s movie posters from Spain and Italy. Mm-hmm. Very hot colors. The attitude, the drama in the faces, everything is just. It takes you to another place. His stuff is amazing to me.
Well, he matches the aesthetic that Mitch and Elizabeth kind of was starting. I had trouble with that until I just was like, screw it. I'm just going to do my own thing because I can't really. But then now I'm starting to figure out. It takes me a while to kind of figure stuff out sometimes. But he latched on, like he was doing something a little different, and you guys kind of like, well, maybe a little bit like this or whatever. And then he like dived into that aesthetic and just rocked it, man. The coloring now is just so tight. It's great.
Yeah, in fact,
got that chunky kind of like quality to it. I love that.
So Butch and Rick Magyar. So they took back over on episode 5, which is done. So episode 5 with the Futurist is also done. But Christian came back to color it. So Christian is the colorist for the rest of the Futurists. And so it creates this really cool, seamless, like together, Butch and Christian as colors make an amazing package. I don't want to show off anything from episode 5 yet, but maybe we'll pick it. We have so much to show, so we really there's no shortage of content. So we need to do this
there's tons.
We've been
he's fearless
in our we've been in our art hole just like working and not showing stuff. But now it's time for show and tell, I think.
Yeah. Let's do it. 22 people watching, 35 likes. Awesome. That's a good ratio.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah. No,
thank you. Great to see you guys here, by the way. Richmond Von Wallet. Richmond Von Wallet. Good name. A regiment.
Regiment.
Yeah, regiment. Okay.
So
Regiment Von Wallet.
Von Wallet.
Nah, he's having good fun.
Yeah,
I know. It's fun shit.
You guys share this link, get some people watching.
Oh yeah, I guess I should. I didn't even think about that. Here, let me share.
How's our campaign doing?
Oh wait.
What's going on?
Yeah, let's check the campaign here.
I did, yeah. You want to pull it up on screen?
I'd love to hit we're at 32,358. So we've hit a few more. We're at 440 backers.
Yep.
I can show you actually. I'll pull it up here real quick.
Pardon me.
Yeah, there it is. 30. I'm not lying. 32,358. 440 backers. 29 days left. We have eclipsed our flexible goal of $500 by 6,471%. And we are the #1 most popular campaign right now on Indiegogo's front page.
Sweet.
So congratulations, everybody. Let's look at some of this art. That's one thing that we haven't seen yet. This sort of gallery here.
Yeah.
Which is super nice. So there's a nice shot of Kelsey's cover image. I love Nora's eyes. It's super fierce.
Yeah.
Look. Kelsey, someone had a comment for you.
Yeah, what you got
on your cover? They left a comment on the campaign page. They said, "I hate to nitpick.
Go ahead."
But the sword is, what did he say, Nick?
I'm right there now. Looks great, actually. Jeremy Browens writes, looks great, though she's not using a period accurate Viking sword.
No.
LOL.
No, if
I have to nitpick something, I might as well complain about the sword being 500 years out of time.
Yeah, but that'll make more sense later.
Oh,
did I not almost say that? And then I'm like, dude, I don't think we should, because what if we're giving something away?
No, that's enough. That's a little tease. But no,
not you.
Honestly, the real sword is a I forget the name of it exactly. It is an actual sword, and I didn't draw it like that because the actual sword is kind of boring looking. And honestly, so I just wanted to make something that read like sword, for the cover and not have to be so accurate. But it does have a name. It is a real sword in real life. No, I was not very accurate with it. No, you called it. Spot on. You got it. That is not the right sword.
We thanked him for the observation and keen eye.
Left it alone. Yeah,
I love it that people are watching that.
I love it. That means people care.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yep.
It makes me want to try a little harder to, if I do call something and make it right, so, I don't know that it features that heavily in the future. It may not, but we'll work it out. But yeah, from this point on, same thing with where they are in, where we've chosen to set this in Canada isn't exactly right. I did a lot of trees and mountains. The area that I've chosen doesn't have a lot of trees and mountains. There's a lot of artistic flair that I put in this just to make it exciting. As James Cameron said, thank you for your opinion. Now I'm going to make it exciting.
That's awesome. Here we got a shot of Norah and her family. So this is from the episode 1, the setup, really the opening of the book. Don't want to spoil too much for people that haven't read it yet, but this is really kind of establishes Norah in her home and her heart, right? This is
the warm, fuzzy moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before we rip it out from under.
Before it all gets torn to shreds. Yes. But yeah, this is a great moment in the book. I always love this staging for this scene. It really sets up the characters so well. I love it. All right, I'm gonna go to the next one. This is another moment from episode 1. This is the moment where Norah is pulled, ripped from her reality and pulled into her Viking adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And what follows is a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was a fun little scene too, because there's like a juxtaposition where you're not really sure, I don't know. It's like a little surprise. Not that this is spoiling the surprise. There's plenty of surprises, but
yeah.
You're kind of looking at going, what just happened?
Right. Yeah. Because it was kind of fun how we pulled it off, honestly. Just because kind of pull a fast one. We're with Norah in that particular scenario where we're not sure exactly what just happened, you know. But yeah, you have to kind of like maybe, whoa, you know, like, yeah, I like that stuff. Kind of making the story alive in your head. You know, you kind of have to figure certain things out.
And that Aurora Borealis is stunning. And for those with a keen eye, you'll notice that all the background images for the perks were taken from Kelsey's background on the top left corner. So we used, basically, when we were discussing the campaign and the themes for the campaign, we didn't want to use ice because ice is so cold and uninviting. And so the suggestion popped up that maybe we should use like the Northern Lights because it'll add a lot of color and that sense of magic and motion.
Yeah, good suggestion.
To the campaign theme, the color theme. And boom, I think it really just took off. And then Kelsey did this amazing wraparound cover and incorporated the Northern Lights to it. And so thematically, I think I know this is the most beautiful campaign we've ever done. It really just came together really nicely.
Yeah, I agree. Looks great.
Oh, yeah, of course.
If I don't say so myself. No.
I love this shot. This has a lot of great energy to it. This is Astrid in the middle of a tussle with some zombies. I don't want to spoil how they got here or how they get out of it, but it's just a killer shot.
No, they're not really zombies exactly, and it's not really spoilery. What are they called? They're like a Viking name, Dragars, or what are they called?
Oh, yeah, what was it?
I think they're Drogars, or I don't know how to say it, but it's like Draugr.
They're undead, essentially.
I like how we don't even know our own story. I do. No.
We did our research. Trust us.
There's a lot of crazy names that are I can't even pronounce.
Yeah. That's a new one for a lot of people. But it's actually, tell us about the Fossagrim, Kelsey. Can you do that?
Yeah, it's an actual ancient river god that exists in Norse mythology that will grant you wishes. It's a benevolent god in a way, but it's chaotic neutral, I suppose. It can be good or bad, but it will, if you pay tribute to him, he'll teach you something. That's how the legend goes. So if you pay him a gold coin or whatever, he'll teach you a song. He'll sing you a song that'll teach you how to grow crops properly. At least that's how the legend goes. We've kind of amplified it a tad.
Yeah,
but in essence, it's the same thing.
It is the same thing. We tried to keep the spirit of the being, creature, god, or demigod, whatever he might be.
Yeah, demigod, I guess. Yeah, right. Like even Thor is a demigod. Oh, somebody called me out on my last video. I said the symbol of Odin, and it was it's actually Thor's hammer. It's not Odin's hammer, but even Google got that wrong because I heard that when I did the voiceover, and I was like, well, that's not right. And I went and checked, and Google said Thor's hammer and Odin's hammer. So is it both, or is someone Google wrong in the top of the search?
Well, isn't it possible that Mjolnir was passed down like you passed down a?
Well, Odin's got a guy that makes this stuff, so right. So it's not like maybe Odin gave it to him from the guy that makes the stuff.
I don't know. And it wouldn't be Odin's hammer.
Right. I think I pretty much misspoke on that one, but yeah, I looked it up and Google confirmed my wrongness.
Oh yeah, because he gets it from the dwarves. It says, broken Sindri. Yeah.
Pretty much what you see in the Thor, Marvel Thor movies. They pretty much just do a lot of the legend.
They cut them.
So Peter Dinklage made this for. That's great.
Exactly. Yeah. Peter Dinklage exists in our universe as well.
I knew he transcended all universes.
He does.
I just knew it.
Oh, that's right. See, yeah, Peter Dinklage he's one of them, but the other one's dead. That's why they're not both in there.
Yeah. In the Avengers movie.
Yeah, in the movie. Because there's supposed to be two. There's like two dwarves that are the makers.
I watched that again not that long ago, probably 6 months ago or so, and I didn't realize, but in the movie, Dinklage's hands are gone.
Yeah,
they're melted together. That was his punishment.
See, they made that kind of vague. I didn't get that. Even the second time around, I didn't really get. Did they say that, or I'm just dense?
He says
it for like the first part. Yeah.
Okay. I was
forged my house.
That's kind of why he can't build it himself. That's why he needs Thor.
Yeah, I got that the second time, but it was like, oh, I didn't even pick that up. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Cool little detail.
I was probably just looking at. They were dazzling us with scenery and stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a sucker for all those movies, man. I loved them all.
I
know.
Okay.
I even loved Ant-Man
when Tony Stark died, because I did.
Yeah.
Maybe welled up a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't weep like a grandmother, but I did shed a tear. Okay. Just
spoilers, no spoilers, but
it was more. Yes,
please. Everyone knows Tony Stark died by now.
He died saving us. But no, I did when I knew it was coming, and when he did the snap, I got those chills. I was like, that was perfectly executed. I thought they did a really good job with that.
It was the pushing on the camera. You went, oh hell no, this is about to go off.
Yeah,
and slight track
I was very impressed. I think I'm pretty much done though. Like I figure I've done my 10-year journey with Marvel. I saw a lot of the stories that I didn't get to read when I was a kid, and I wanted to experience them for the first time, even though they're not exactly the same. I think the intention and the feeling behind them was probably spot on. I guess you'd have to talk to some real old school Marvel fans to really find that out, but I really enjoyed it. And I honestly, I was like, I didn't care about Captain America until I saw the first Avenger, and I was like, I love this guy. I love this guy. He jumped on the grenade. I was like, I know who directed. I love him. That's another reason I love that movie.
Yeah, it's absolutely
well crafted.
That's why I brought it up.
He's a craftsman of the highest level. I love that guy. But he kind of tends to be a fix-it guy. He comes in, does amazing work on your movie, and then goes away. I don't get the idea that he has a big ego. Big enough to get the job done. You have to have a little bit.
I don't think The Rocketeer came across that way. Don't you feel that was like his film and not someone else's that he fixed?
Yeah, but that's also that's his first flick coming off of I think before that he did Second Unit on Always, shooting all the airplane shots and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was his first real job, first real task, or jump on the helm of it, and he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah,
one of the best comic book movies ever made. You don't agree?
I can't even. What else can you say? Everything you said is right on the money. It is. It's.
Yeah.
But I love Timothy Dalton look good.
Wait a minute, Timothy Dalton. Sexy mofo.
He's had some weird roles. He's great in Fuzz. The Hot Fuzz. The
cop.
Oh yeah, that was
cop. He's but because he's not. I think he's miscast oftentimes. To be honest, there's a good actor there. I'm not saying he's a terrible actor, but some of the material he's given is like, I think this guy's capable of a lot more.
It's funny. I was a huge Timothy Dalton fan, of course, The Rocketeer and everything, and just the James Bond movies. I watched all of Timothy Dalton, just would always pop up, and I'd see, what is it? Flash Gordon. I just always liked Timothy Dalton. And then he disappeared for a while, and then he started popping up again, or at least I thought he did, because I was like, God, this guy never ages. But it turns out it was like it was like something Isaacs. Who what I'm talking about?
Oscar Isaacs?
No. He's the new guy. Who am I thinking of? He was in Patriot with Mel Gibson.
Jason Isaacs. Absolutely.
I thought that was Timothy Dalton. I'm like, God, this guy never ages. And then finally, if somebody was like, that's a different guy, right? And I was like, huh? Oh.
He definitely looks like young Timothy Dalton.
Yeah. Well, now he's starting to look
like a great
older.
actor.
He's getting older.
Yeah, Timothy's now the tall drink of water got the gray look.
Oh yeah, the handsome older man kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I think that's what he kind of goes now.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that I think is actually getting better looking as he gets older. He had in the James Bond movies, he kind of had like a, I don't know, I didn't think he was as good looking, but like when you see him in Hot Fuzz, you're like, damn, this guy's going on. Look at him.
Funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ethan's
funny.
In the chat.
His comic timing is spot on.
Oh yeah, he's great.
We got comic artist for secrets. Yeah, the hostess with the mostest himself. 32K, 40K by tomorrow. Yeah, we're almost at 32.5.
From your mouth to God's ears, man.
Yeah. So yeah.
You sharing my screen?
Great.
Not right now.
I'm just going into coloring it. Might as well sitting here.
Oh, I'm going to add that to stream. Let's see what you're doing. I want to watch this process. This will be an education for people. What Kelsey's doing now is called color flatting, which is providing basically a block of selectable color that he can isolate each individual character or object. Like you can get real meticulous with this stuff. You can make a different color for every part of the costume, for the eyeballs or the teeth, and it really helps.
I tend to just do block shapes now, and
simple.
Yeah, and then cut it in with details in the next kind of phase.
Right.
But honestly, I do this too because I want to put that arrow in, and I thought actually having it blocked out might help me see where the arrow could go a lot better. Sometimes that does help. That's why I'll do gray scales and stuff, or even color like this, color flats. Kind of see it. Yep, see? Boom.
Comic Book One says, thank you, Comicsgate. Is that so hard? Well, thank you, Comicsgate. Thank you, Norah fans. Thank you, comic book enthusiasts. Like, we're here for everybody.
Yeah.
And we appreciate pretty much universally anybody that's buying and supporting people that are crafting, like putting their heart and soul into crafting really great comic books. Like,
I feel like sometimes I'm standing on a street corner just like, hey, you like comic books?
Yeah.
You come over here.
Comics have always been somewhat the underdog of the entertainment industry, and we have to fight for what's ours. And I got no problem with that because I think we deserve it. So
yeah. For sure.
Especially, us out here, Comicsgate, the fans, we demand this stuff to be good, and there's people that are willing to rise up for that. I demand a high quality book when I'm buying one, and I demand one of myself when I'm making one. So.
Yeah, that's always the way I felt too.
Yeah.
And thank you to everybody that's supporting people that are making, like, that are literally like putting not their lives on the line, because it's not like they're freaking soldiers like protecting us, but sometimes it feels that way, right? Like you're putting a lot out there, you're putting a lot of time, effort. A lot of people, as like artists, sacrifice a lot of pleasures of life to sit at the drafting table and learn this craft, and it's a noteworthy achievement that people like Kelsey have achieved.
Yeah, if you don't mind, the live stream last night was the first time I've ever experienced anything like that.
Yeah.
And what people may not know is I'm new to comics, so I don't know anything about Comicsgate. I knew nothing. I mean, literally nothing. And then when we all met in July, you do your work, you're getting to know each other. Hey, it's great. We're having fun. Later on in the evening, we're smoking cigars. I brought some sticks up there and we're just chilling, and Mitch and Kelsey educated me, and after a while they took pity on me because they could tell that my eyes were glazed over from some of this information. It's like, I think we need to go easy on Nick. I think it's the scales that come from his eyes. His innocence is lost.
Yeah.
It was, and it was hard.
Yeah.
So last night, what blew me away, for one thing, this is my first taste of Ethan. I am blown away at the ability to riff.
Yeah.
So extemporaneously and make it look so effortless and yet be brilliant. I was shocked. I'm sitting there going, holy cow, I'm listening to this guy talk. I'm looking at our campaign and I'm watching the numbers pump. And I'm just going, I was telling Mitch last night, I think I'm going to need a couple of days. If I'm sedate today, it's not because I got a booster shot, so don't worry. It's because I think I need a few days to unpack what I witnessed, because I've never seen anything like this.
Well, it's not only for the sales. I mean, just on average, you know, when people are like, you know, they give him hell or whatnot, I'm like, well, you know, he is an entertainer. I mean, this is, even if he wasn't trying to sell, his videos would still be entertaining. I mean, that's why they sell, because he is.
It's because he's passionate. You know?
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it's not just the money. It was, first of all, the fans are incredibly engaged, very knowledgeable of pop culture, and they're hilarious. I mean, they are like a
never
Greek chorus.
Ever underestimate the chat. Never.
Well, I'm not a person who believes the masses are asses. I've never liked that attitude. I think that's a vile and ungrateful way to look at things. If people are taking their time and their hard-earned resources to, well, patronize your work, you should be respectful, because to be honest with you, people can go anywhere. There's so much out there, but it's a privilege to have someone.
That is at the heart of this whole fight that Comicsgate is fighting, is that these are customers that want to be valued. And
absolutely,
the mainstream they don't care about them. They actively call them names. So in essence, that is at the heart of what all this is about.
You bring that up. I was talking to David Williams not that long ago, and again, not knowing, so I asked him, I said, look, David, there's this comic book writer. She's very well known. I forgot her name. And she got on television and said she don't give a crap what anyone thinks. Don't buy my books. And she was kind of villainous.
Oh, we know who she is.
Well, I don't. And I don't want to bring the name in. He said, yeah, you know, Nick, that's a lot more prevalent than you think. And so David had to educate me. And I'm like, I don't understand this. I guess I just don't get it, because I'm thinking it's a privilege to do what we do.
Oh, yeah.
I feel privileged. I mean, straight up, I didn't earn this job.
Yeah, you did.
And you're going to, you know what I mean.
I'm gonna get your ass to work. Don't worry.
Well, right, smartass. But you know what I'm saying. It was a gift.
Give me some lunch. I'm just kidding.
I'm not. Get your own lunch, smartass.
Oh, okay. I knew.
Besides, you probably cook very well.
Oh, I do.
As do I, but it's a little ethnic for you. You might be like, geez, I'd love something without red sauce for a change.
Ethnic? You're Italian. I love me some Italian food. Come on.
Ethnic.
Ethnic
Kelsey,
is like
what's it feel like having the second grizzly beard in the room?
The second grisliest beard in the room, Kelsey. Yeah, you are now runner-up in the beard department.
I don't know.
You're a massive hit with the audience.
I trimmed my beard earlier. Yeah.
My mother saw the campaign today, and she goes, "You two kind of look similar." I go, "Actually, Mom, he dwarfs me in height. It looks like I'm his mini-me." It's kind of. She goes, "Is he that tall?" I go, "Yeah." Well, standing next to me, he seems that tall.
How tall are you, Kelsey? Like 6'2"?
Yeah, around 6'1", 6'2". Yeah.
Yeah, you're a little taller than me.
Yeah, when I saw,
you're 4 inches. You're like 3.5 inches taller than I am. So
I hunched though. So.
Well, stop.
Yeah, well, it comes from a lifetime of trying not to be intimidating to people around me. No. You either got two types of people. You got people who are like, they look at the size of me and like, I could take him, you know, and then there's the other side that are like, Jesus, I'm scared, you know, so, you know, you hunch. You don't be threatening.
Tall people problems.
Yeah.
I'm sitting down here at a crater on the earth looking up.
We've got another nitpick here, Kelsey.
T.A.
what you got?
Brilliant.
Lay it on me.
Go ahead, Nick. You read it.
Everyone questioning the period costumes. I'm here just wondering how that amulet stays on the sword just draped like that, doesn't even loop around the blade.
Yeah, how do you explain this gravity-defying feat,
tells me often.
It's a photograph. It's a photograph, and it was caught a still moment, and it immediately fell off as soon as the photo was taken.
There you go. An explanation.
I got an answer for everything. Try me.
Here's what Kelsey tells me all often. Nick, it's a comic book.
It's a comic book.
It's a comic book. That usually shuts me up. That's like, yeah, okay, I'll go.
Not the color for
Ragaman says the sky is glorious. I think he was talking about the one on the
tour, pulling around the ice.
Yeah. So the live stream was amazing, and the fans were amazing, and your dais of people were. I had a blast, and I thought the movie was dang funny. I'm surprised is no one picked out Liz Renee. What I'm surprised is no one picked out Liz Renee, who was in John Waters movies.
Wait, where was she? Which one was she?
She was one of the ladies.
What, the brunette that came in, or?
I think she was actually either the blonde or the redhead. She was dolled up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
That's she was obviously younger then. She was in Desperate Living and I think the one with Tab Hunter.
I don't know. Yeah, man, Nick knows his movies. What's funny is like I'll throw out a reference and he'll just start laughing. He's like the only one in the room laughing. He knows what I just said because he's as much of a movie nut as I am. So we kind of connect on that level.
we bonded over Meet John Doe. No one seems to love Meet John Doe.
Brilliant.
And movie. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's like one of the
greatest movies that no one's ever seen.
Yeah, because It's a Wonderful Life or It Happened One Night overshadows it, and I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me, man.
Well, it's because he went against the system. I'm pretty sure a lot of these movies were rendered kind of out of print because he wasn't connected to a studio. And It's a Wonderful Life. I think he actually doesn't his family still own the copyright to that? Like he owns all his work, or used to.
Columbia actually used to own Meet John Doe, and just because Columbia didn't pay attention or something happened, it fell into the public domain. I think it's still there, and they're like, I don't care.
No kidding. It's in public domain?
If I'm correct, it should still be.
Ooh. That's
believe me.
I'll play that on my website.
I've got a treatment of an updated version in my little cache of things I shouldn't be talking about, but honestly,
it's so appropriate for our times right now. It honestly should be remade right now. Like right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Your movie references
are always Meet John Doe. Meet John Doe.
I don't know that I've ever seen it, so I'm gonna.
It's about. You want to give him a recap? It's
no, go for it. Go for it.
It's who's that old cowboy guy? He's one of my favorites. I love this dude.
You've got
what's his name?
Walter Brennan, Gary Cooper, and Barbara Stanwyck at her best, and Eddie Arnold, the best villain.
Was he the? Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I was thinking of the Helots. Isn't he also? Isn't he also in? It's a Wonderful Life. No. He's in. Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. No. He's in. What's the one where? What's his name?
You Can't Take It With You.
No, he's in
Eddie
Congress.
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Yes, Mr. He plays the industrialist who's trying to destroy. All right, we're going to give it away. Basically, he's out for a land grab, and if he gets this contract, he'll make more money than, of course, a human should ever have.
But
Jimmy Stewart's character happens to stumble upon it.
Yeah.
Through
he holds up the congressional
in that great scene.
Yeah. What is it? It's not. I don't know government very well. It's not Congress.
It's the House and he's actually in the Senate at that time.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's a proposal, and people freak out because he mentions the land parcel that this magnate, if you will, has set aside in his plan to grab and use. And Jefferson Smith, swear to God, that's Jimmy Stewart's character's name, wants it for a boys' camp.
Yeah, something simple, course, innocent.
And Jean Arthur plays the. I guess she's like a minder. She sort of minds him for Claude Rains, one of his best performances ever.
Yeah.
Other than Casablanca, of course.
But we're getting a little off topic here.
Quite a bit.
Meet John Doe.
Yes.
Go ahead. Meet John Doe has Gary Cooper, is an old baseball player our pitcher, whose arm's kind of tired. He's out of work. But he's a real humble guy. He just wants a job, just wants to be able to do whatever, play a little baseball. And he gets caught up in, or Barbara Stanwyck at the same time, she's losing her job at the newspaper. She's a reporter. And she starts reading through, I think she grabs an old letter her father wrote. Her father was very patriotic, very believed in this country, and he wrote these letters to himself. And her mother gave her this box of letters from her father, and she saw the power of them, and she printed one about a guy who was going to commit suicide, and she's going to jump off a bell tower on New Year's Eve,
Christmas Eve,
if the world doesn't like start kind of going a better way or something like that, right?
He does it in protest, and so now they got to find a John Doe.
So that's
she signs it John Doe.
She wrote it without actually having the guy be real, so they have to find someone to pretend to be him. But the thing is, Gary Cooper is that guy. He's a good guy. So when he starts reading the scripts that they tell him to do, he starts believing it. And so he's actually going to jump off the bell tower at the end because he starts buying into it. It's such a, I just got chills just talking about it.
I know. And the thing is, D.B. Norton is the owner of the newspaper, and he decides he wants to use this for his political ends. And the problem is John Doe, Gary Cooper, finds out about it. And they have a huge confrontation before he's about to go on radio. So John's, his column is "I Protest" by John Doe. Yeah. And so he's got radio, and they start John Doe. You have to watch it. I'm getting teary-eyed because it hits all the strings of populism that you're afraid to look at because it'll rip your heart out, but it's beautifully done. It's not maudlin, a little sentimental, but it's not maudlin. And
yeah, it's a little Barbara Stanwyck, but it's not too bad.
Barbara Stanwyck is just
by the time they get to she's the fast talking newspaper girl that you see imitated all the time. I mean, she pretty much is that in this movie. It might be, I don't know if it's where, I guess that's a His Girl Friday is where most of that really came from, right?
I would think that was the style back then.
Yeah.
That was like one of those tropes of the day, like Damon Runyon and like everyone talking like the Bowery Boys or Jimmy Cagney or Edward G. Robinson. Say, that accent that no one really has except in those movies.
I saw him. Go ahead.
Maybe you guys can help me out with this one. So Comic Skate is great. Leaves a comment, says Mr. Deeds goes to town.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen this?
Yes, that's another.
Yeah, of course.
Another one by the same guy, Gary Cooper, and what's his name? Frank Capra.
He says it's basically Trump the movie. An unsophisticated rich man is tarred by the media and politicians as insane because he wants to help the poor people of America. I'm gonna have to go check it out.
Well,
it's an interesting. It's an interesting archetype actually, and it's old. It's not a new archetype because there's the Gracchus brothers in Rome. Have you guys heard of these guys? The Gracchus brothers. The Gracchus brothers. They're Roman back in the patrician
Republic of the Diaz brothers
of Rome. There were these two brothers, right? And they were patrician but they ran with the regular people, and they basically kind of became politically active, and they wanted to do this like land repatriation to the common people. So it was a way of endowing the common people with a sense of purpose by giving them land and a stake, a claim in the republic. And it was extremely controversial at the time, and they were murdered for this. Both of them died, and they went to I think the head of I can't remember all the details. What's interesting is these archetypes to me, or that they're entrenched in our nature, and they've repeated throughout history, no matter how you may think of the Gracchus brothers or Trump or Mr. Deeds or any of these other people, right?
Archetype. Yeah.
It's an archetype. Yeah. That is something that resonates with the human condition.
That's kind of what they talk about in the Matrix movies, where, there's these anomalies that keep popping up. I think that's how life works, honestly,
Well, the original Saint Nick is not German. He's actually a Turkish. He was a Turkish wealthy guy, which now would be Syria. If he was alive today, it'd be modern day Syria, but he was part of the Turkish lands. And he was a wealthy guy whose parents died, so he inherited all their wealth, was a great businessman, and he was helping the poor. And he was a very devout man of faith. He was part of the first Council of Lycia, and he's he's known for, at least this is the record, that when they were talking about what books should be in the Bible, there was a heretic who was among them who denied the deity of Christ, and he became so enraged. And this is in front of the Emperor Constantine, who was at this meeting. And the guy, and Saint Nick became so impassionate that the public record was he rained blows on the head of the heretic. And I'm laughing, going, wow. So can you imagine Constantine comes home, his wife's, so honey, how was the first council? That Turkish guy, Nick, man. This guy starts talking and he's raining blows on him. But he helped the poor, and he did it in secret for a long, long time. And there's legends like he rescued a girl from sex trafficking, what their version of sex trafficking was, and arranged marriages, and helped the poor and all this. And eventually he was executed for it.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Byzantium.
It would appear so.
I was actually just watching a kind of a documentary on Justinian, right? You talk about a stone cold killer, and also Theodora.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, she was a nightmare, dude.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're getting off topic with them. But
no, that's what's fun about this. I like just having this conversation, see where it goes.
That's what I loved about last night. I thought, I'm like, these guys, they're just going to dovetail into whatever's going on in their minds right now. It's awesome.
Pretty much. That's, yeah, I mean, that's what makes it fun. Were we talking about, you were talking about who was her?
I can't.
Barbara Streisand. We were talking about
talking about what you were talking about.
People helping the poor, like Mr. Deeds, and I don't think there's a direct correlation between Deeds and Trump, because Deeds inherited money from a dead uncle, whereas Trump. I mean, so in that regard, I wouldn't say there is a direct correlation, but I will agree in the sense that anytime you want to help the less fortunate, you're going to be a target for people who just don't want to see that happening.
Isn't that a shame? It's crazy.
You're considered insane. I mean, they crucified Jesus for that. They crucified dozens of people over the course. I mean, hundreds of people they murdered over the course of humanity.
Was another similar story as well, which I don't know if you guys have read that book. It's the kind of the retelling of the Buddha story in a book called Siddhartha. That's really well done.
Herman Hesse. I know that book.
Yeah.
Okay. My dad. I'm 7. Okay, I'm 7. My dad takes me in. I thought we're gonna have a talk about the birds and the bees. I'm like, yes,
yes.
Okay. This is the day. This is the day, because when you're 7, your buddies talk nonsense.
Oh, my reaction was,
I find out where babies come from. No, my dad hands me his copy of Siddhartha, and I still have this book, this blue, dog-eared, cat is dipping out for food, she tells us.
Okay. See you later.
This dog-eared copy, paperback. And he goes, this is called Siddhartha by my favorite author, Herman Hesse. This will help you become a man. And he leaves the room.
Wow. That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, I have.
The problem is, I had no idea what happened. Like, I didn't know what a Bata Vista was, so I have to go talk to my dad about that. What the heck is this? There's no internet then.
Dang, I'm gonna have to go get a copy of this book. It turned me into a man.
Yeah, I love that book. Did it change my life? Maybe haunted me, scarred me, maybe. But
it's a quick one too. It's not a big.
Yeah. It's a beautiful book in many ways. It teaches you, I think, there's a simplicity in the love of. Well, I shouldn't say it that way. There's a love of simplicity in the essence of being in that book, and definitely worth reading.
Yeah. Okay, Sid Arthur. I thought you were saying Siddhartha, which is an Indian.
Siddhartha. Yeah, Indian.
It is Siddhartha. I just have a terrible New York accent.
Oh, okay. So that is what that is then. Siddhartha.
That's exactly what that is, by Herman Hesse. Hesse.
All right, I'm taking over the screen here again for Norah. We've got 30. We just moved to 32,558. So we crossed 32.5. Really closing in on 33. Would love to see that happen on the stream. If anybody hasn't backed, I'll pop the link in the chat. HTTP.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much. Truly.
I might actually duck out of here so I could be ready for 9 o'clock tonight in a few minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta
finish this video. Yeah,
it's going to take me a couple hours to put my face on for that one. Believe me, I don't wake up like this.
Yeah, I just roll out of bed and get out here. People get to see me pretty much as I am.
Oh man,
put on a sports jacket.
Any folks I got my my favorite tuxedo jacket on. One of my favorites.
We were talking about that. Ethan and all of us were talking about that on a show like a week ago or something, about how comic book artists, like if you look at old pictures of not Raymond Chandler, who am I thinking of? Alex Raymond, or even Kirby, they're like sitting there in a suit, they got the coat hanging up, they loosen up the tie, roll up the sleeves and get to work, and then they put their suit back on and go home. They're like, we're so lazy with this stuff now. I don't, it's just like taking down little bits of our history. I think Dress Down Friday, it made us all more comfortable, but then that little bit of comfort starts, little by little wearing down our society. And so like now, here we are. I think we need to wear suits again.
I think so. I mean,
suits and hats
every day, but it doesn't have to be the old-fashioned way. Like, just find a new way to express.
Right. I see a lot of people dressing really well out there. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could just dress with respect, I guess. It'd be a good way to put that, I suppose. You respect. You're not going to just go to your grandma's house looking like a slob, smelling like baked potatoes. No, you're gonna dress up nice, go see grandma, and so or whatever.
In some ways, I wondered if like our experience over the last couple of years, which has been quite insane, like will change some of that. It's definitely changing how we live and perceive and communicate and all that kind of stuff. But it's bound to have an effect because people are kind of locked in or not going so many places, and then now you get out and go somewhere, it's a bit more of an event like the way it used to be.
Yeah, right. Go to the theater, you want to get nice, put some smell good on, take a lady out to the theater, and make it a whole thing. Go to dinner afterwards, discuss the movie. That's what we used to do, back in the day. It was a whole thing, going to the movies.
Yeah. I mean,
it wasn't until the 90s when it was like they were just cranking out movies. I was at the movie theater literally 4 or 5 times a week, and then I'd sit there and watch 2 and 3 movies in a go because we had dollar theaters, we had multiple theaters all over the place. Man. It was so easy, and there was great movies coming out.
Oh, I know it. The golden age, really.
Yeah, the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, man, there was like The Matrix. That was at the end of it all, but gosh, I couldn't even. I went through a list one time, and it was just astonishing how many good movies came. Because you're like, oh, the 90s sucked when you're like in the whatever, and now you're like, God, the 80s are like the new 80s. The 90s are the new 80s.
Yeah, they do kind of like from 85 to like 90. What did you say? 99, maybe. It just.
Yeah, I think Matrix came out like 98, 99,
something like that. Yeah, and then that was like the end of like in a lot of ways.
But there was some trail over. We had Gladiator in the year 2000, I think. I think that was 2000 or 2001. So,
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
that was amazing. That was a great flick.
And not many remakes back then either. Everybody was like taking a risk and making new stuff. And that's how I feel like that's what we're doing. Right? Yeah. I mean, it's like let's make new stuff, man. Don't make.
Well, yeah, we're not rehashing old, in a sense, well, I know I'm about to put my foot in it, but truthfully, You know what? I said it. I'm just gonna have to live with this. The truth is, we're really not reliving or rehashing old stuff. I mean, Norah, yeah, she's got Norse mythology, but
it's just merely the setting. That ain't the story.
Yeah, it's not the story,
and it ain't even really.
You know, I thought Ridley Scott was always doing good stuff. Like I loved his Kingdom of Heaven movie. Anton Fuqua's King Arthur was beautiful.
The uncut one was better though. The of the Kingdom of Heaven. Right? Did you see the uncut version?
I think that's the one I bought recently from iTunes. I'm sure I got the director's cut.
It's like the full story. Yeah, it ends up being way better because I was like, I like that movie, and then somebody's like, well, you got to see this, and it was like, oh, okay, yeah,
wow, okay, on. All right, got something to go watch then.
Yeah, there's some filmmakers out there who stayed consistent and did interesting stuff, and then there's like any other decade, there's stuff you just kind of go, well, that was fun. It won't stay with me.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those though. We're not the ones that won't stay with me, but the trashy, they're not. It's not a good movie. Not
But you'll like this, Kelsey. We get 32,623, 444 backers, 444. So it's got the three digits you like, the magic number, the magic triple number.
Yeah, when he kind of like. Supposedly the angels are talking to you. I don't know where they get that horse shit, but no, seriously, like they're called angel numbers. They're called angel numbers, and if you look online, there's all kinds of resources telling you what these numbers mean, but no information at all about where they come from. Who found out the definition? Who found out where's the Rosetta Stone for how to decipher this stuff? You're just making this shit up. And it's like the same thing regurgitated over and over and over. And I'm like, I do believe there's something to these numbers. I do not believe you guys know what you're talking about.
Well, I see 333 a lot. I see people post 333 a lot at the end of, 2022 is going to be my year, 333. And I'm like, I don't have the time to Google that.
I abhor when people do things like that just because, find out what it means. Why? It's like when people get an Asian tattoo and it means strength, and then somebody's like, no, actually it means in male on male relationship, you the bitch, like that.
So, exactly. Don't make me work for your self-proclamation of what's going to happen. I mean, that kind of stuff is like, dude, I'm not against being educated. But do you even know what this means? Like you're saying, do you?
Yeah,
now I want to look it up.
But like these angel numbers, if you can find an origin for what they mean, because they definitely mean something. I was seeing them. I still see them, but they're not nearly as often. But for a while there, when things were really coming to a head, I swear to God, every time I looked at the clock, every time I saw numbers, I'd pass billboards that had 555, 5555. And I'm like, never saw it before. I'd see these numbers all the time. I'd look at my stove. How long has my food been cooking? And it would say 222, and I'm like,
that's so funny.
Yeah. So I was like, there's something to this. And when I looked them up, they had all the definitions of the world. Well, this means this, and this means this, and this means you got to do this. And I'm like, okay, well, how do you know? Like, where do you get this from? Nobody has any idea.
Nobody has any.
That creeps me out, quite honestly.
Yeah.
It's like Slender Man and all these other like weird legends. I'm like, come on, man.
So if anybody in the chat knows, let me know. I'm very curious, honestly.
Cat B has texted me and said, I'll see if you're on when I come back. Get back to Norah and AE talk. So we're being scolded.
He keeps us on task. In fact, I just refreshed. Yeah, 32,623. I pulled up a new piece of Kelsey art from the gallery section. This one I love, and I don't know. It was a bit of like a different kind of piece to add to the gallery, but I love this. I love the hot color on this, and I just felt it needed a sense of like peace and warmth. That's a part of the book because it's kind of what Norah is trying to return to. But
this particular scene is worry and anxiousness, though.
I know, but it's bucolic, it's bucolic, and that's why I liked it.
It becomes warm, though, because as soon as when you read the book, well, you'll see. And I can't say anything. This is why I don't, I'm often like, Mitch, what can I show? And you're like, show anything, just use your judgment. And I'm like, but I don't want to spoil any of it. It's also every little piece of it has some kind of like,
it's true,
something else. And like,
I know, but it's just enough to whet the appetite and give a little, but there's so much to give, right? It's just give a little and they'll come back for the whole meal, I think,
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. I love
and on that note, I'm gonna duck out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will see you later on this evening. We should try and meet up before this event, because I've never done the Apple or whatever this is,
this is Google
live stream.
Meets. Yeah, this
Google
is
live stream or something. Yeah, I've never done that.
This is on Indie Volt for our 16 people that are watching here. So Indie Volt, Nick and I will be on 9 p.m. Eastern live with a gracious hostess, and I don't have her name. Her name is
Lola, the Indie Princess.
Lola, the Indie Princess. So she's going to be talking about Norah Saga, and I can't wait to meet her. And I expect it'll be a lovely, lovely time.
They usually got a full show. There's a couple people on there. I've been watching some of their shows, so yeah.
Yeah, they're cool, man. I've really enjoyed it.
I'll have to go.
They're hip and knowledgeable, man. We better bring our A game.
Okay, all right. I will do that.
Gabe, thanks a lot, guys. We'll catch you later. Oh, here's Gabe. Hey, Gabe.
Where was he in the chat?
Gabe's in the chat.
No, he's up here. Yeah.
What's up, dude? Thought he was here. He's coming in.
No.
We're
about to wind it down, I think. So
hey, Mike's here too. What's up, Mike?
Yeah, Mike's been popping in and out and listening.
Dunotron, Spirit Scar, TA, a lot of familiar names. Good to see you all.
Yeah, that's pretty
Skits
cool.
Comics. Love to see you. Cat B's there. I know you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why she's she's acting like the den mother. Dyslexia.
Well, that's part of it. You don't want to just focus on sell. I mean, that's definitely part of it, but we're just hanging out, like you can hang out. We'll let you know some cool stuff, talk some philosophy. We get deep when we're all talking by ourselves, and we're just thinking about, well, you're there too. I'm talking about you, Mitch, when we're all just hanging around the fire or whatever, when we're doing those meetings, and then we'll just start talking about philosophy and start talking about the history and neat things, and Nick's got a lot of stories, and that's kind of fun, and I think that's really where we ought to like just do that kind of thing, have fun,
and I think it also spurs creativity. I mean, a lot of ideas have come from these tangents. I know that's normally a bad thing, but the tangents, and we're like, no, wouldn't it be great if we like, oh my god, yes, when you have that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I love that stuff. One idea kind of trails into another. Yeah.
Before I jump off, is this Procreate?
Oh no, this is Photoshop. Yeah, no.
Oh, wow.
I don't use Procreate. I kind of refuse to go any further than this. Like I've learned Manga Studio. I could do Manga Studio pretty good. And I know all my editing software. I know about cameras and shooting. I know about all kinds of things, editing, music, all the various things.
Brain is officially full.
I think I'm done. Now I'm going to learn gardening and things like that.
That's where I'm at. Like I know Photoshop. I love drawing in Photoshop. Never took to Clip Studio, but
I like it for its perspective tools. That's really where the power lies in that.
I used to use Sketchbook, and then I got tired of it. There's Fresco. I have to decide, do I really want to learn this, man?
I don't want to learn anything new.
I'm
embarrassed to say. Okay, I'm glad you two are saying this, because I didn't want to bring it up in front of you two.
What's so funny is my papa, he would, I would be like, oh, here's a Blu-ray player, and he's like, oh, I just want my videotapes and my, like, and I never understood that. Now I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, Papa. Yeah.
All right, gents. It was great talking to you. We'll catch up later on.
All right, later, Papa.
All right, peace.
Thanks, audience. Bye-bye.
Yeah, good guy, right?
Yeah. Nick's great. Kat's great. I appreciate Kathleen, because Kathleen taught herself how to use InDesign from scratch, watching YouTube tutorials. Because she's an art student, so she graduated with her art degree, knew Photoshop pretty well. And then Elizabeth and I kind of filled her in, brought her up to speed, but then we're like, nobody knows how to use InDesign here. And so she basically taught InDesign, and now she does everything on our desktop publishing stuff. And so we work over Zoom to put the books together and have a lot of fun doing it. And she just kind of controls the tools, and we kind of...
That's how you do it. You want to make yourself invaluable to your employer, you make yourself invaluable. You know, you learn things that no one else knows. And then now it's like, I can't do it without you. Please stay. You know?
Yeah, no kidding. We're watching your screen, Kelsey.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm all, it's funny. I'm almost done with I wasn't going to color it till tomorrow, but now I got both these done. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, some of this stuff, like you kind of like, I have a loose, I don't know about you, like how do you, like the way I work is that I have a very blurry, loose idea in my head. It's not fully formed. It's not like Kim Jong-gi. He obviously has a very fully, you see him there, he sits there and he thinks about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes for a minute, and then he'll start drawing. So he has a very, very clear image in his head because he doesn't have to pencil it, and it just comes out right when he's doing it, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
But guys like us, there's like a blurry kind of like, I have a
general
there's something there.
Form. Yeah. And then
it doesn't reveal itself. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, carving it out of marble, if anybody didn't hear that. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, then you kind of move the pencil around, and then it starts to take shape. And 9 times out of 10, it's not exactly what I thought, but it's good. You know, like I'll take that. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though our styles are a little bit different, I don't think they're radically different.
No, we do a lot of similar stuff.
Our approach is pretty similar.
Yeah. Well, I used to really labor over like every line.
Me too.
And I think breaking my hand was probably, oddly enough, one of the best things that ever happened to me as an artist, because it forced me to loosen up.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not have the hand strength to sit there and you know, hit every little thing. So that actually helped me when I'm doing my first initial drawing. I just whip it out like fast, and suddenly when it's there in front of you, you're not faced with the blank page. You can see it, you know, like, oh, if I just move this a little here, move this a little here. And the benefit of that is, like, one, you know, you got this cool drawing, came out really fast, but two, you're almost surprised by it yourself, you know, like, oh yeah, that's cool. Look at that. You kind of, you know, you get out of your own way and let it be what it wants to be. That's my advice. Get out of your own way as an artist.
That's good advice, actually.
Yeah, because I have had a career of it. I've been notorious with overthinking things, and you know, a large part of my lateness back in the day.
Mine too.
I used to have a real problem with lateness, is because I knew I was capable of more, but my mechanisms weren't finely tuned yet.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And that's in dealing. I mean, we had the same kind of experience, and now that you're more mature and you can kind of do more, you're just in your groove, and you can accomplish those things you wanted to accomplish when you were young, but it just wasn't quite there.
Well, certain things too, you know, you put emphasis on, I mean, you see how fast I just whip these clouds out, as fast as any sketch. And this is my inking phase. And I've done a lot of study in what you can actually see in the final print, what needs to be labored over and what doesn't. I've looked at a lot of Italian and Argentinian artists. I really love their spontaneity in their work and their design ethic and things like that. They're just, you could tell they're working from like the speed of thought, you know, they're just instinct on paper, and I love it. And I want that. I want my art to be my handwriting. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to create a style. I want the style that is inherent to me already through my likenesses, through my things that I like.
That's a real big misconception with younger artists, right? That are trying to find their way, and they're like, I got to find my style.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, man, it's not the way to look at it. It's
just
like,
draw 10,000 drawings. And
exactly. It's like, it's in there already, and you just have to like, just stretch it out, and it'll find you.
Well, because like you see this stuff. Here's a good example of like when I turn the color off, and if you get like super closer than anybody will look on a print page, because you can get about this close. So you could see these little details, but then you add the color and it holds it together. And you add some rendering, and eventually you don't see this little space here. I like to keep that in there for life to make sure. I do
too. Yeah. I love that kind of stuff.
Well, especially if we're working digitally, we need to have the artist's hand in there,
For sure. And that's something that you learn a lot from coloring. At least I did. Like when I became a much better inker after I did a whole lot of coloring, because I'm like, okay, now I can kind of feel how the ink that's coming in from the color is going to communicate with the black ink that I'm laying down. And now I can be a little lighter, be a little looser, know that the color, especially having the confidence of having a great color artist that lives with me, or being able to just do it myself if the need be, and knowing that the color can carry so much more of the image.
Yeah, you just have to remember that your drawing is not the final image. Right. The lettering, the coloring, the inking, all of that combined to form a whole storytelling piece. Then it's the end. So it's best not to just make sure your line is perfect right here, because nobody's going to see it. Nobody cares, except for art collectors. That's a whole other thing. If you're going for art collecting, if you're going for style points and you're going in that direction, that's a whole other thing. We're just talking about storytelling, comic books, what to achieve to tell the story. It's not the same thing as selling original art. That's a whole other game. And if you do care about that, more power to you. Go for it. That is a whole other side of this. I've had a lot of people push back on me because I'm like, oh, the comics I loved were all drawn, in like 6 hours. Each page was done really fast by guys, and we've taken that and twisted it into this thing where it has to be perfect. And it was like, well, it's never been perfect. It's always been sloppy and fun. And God, coloring, sometimes whole people would be colored wrong, or like you'd see the color through the blacks. You'd see all this stuff. We didn't care. We loved it anyway.
There's this guy on Instagram. This piece reminds me of his work. Gordon Parlov or Gordon Pavlov? Do you know what I'm talking about? I think he's European.
Oh, Gordon. Goran Parlov.
Yeah,
dude, he's one of my faves. I love that.
All his recent posts, he's been doing these like little character studies of these really,
I was telling you, if you ever got a replacement for Rooster, I'd love it if it was that guy, because he has that European aesthetic. It's fast. His storytelling is perfect. I mean, I would love to see him working on, well, I'm anything really, but but it's hard to find someone that can do Rooster because it is such a particular kind of thing. There's not many people.
I want to dive back. I'm ready to dive back in. I've been away from the drafting table for so long that I feel like my part of my soul is missing. So.
Oh, that's exciting to hear.
Get back at it, man. It's been crazy since we've moved.
Hamburger agrees.
Yeah, there's my cat down there. But yeah, I have been away from the drawing table for too long, and it's
not good for
my soul for sure.
All right, I think I'm going to stop there. This is just the flats. I got to save some for the video.
Awesome. Yeah, that looks great. All right,
we'll put all the bells and whistles on it on the video. But yeah,
I'm going to go eat some dinner. It was a lot of fun.
This was fun. We should do this more often. I like just hanging out and talking about whatever comes up, and just being here for people. Hey, there's Spade Comics. How you doing? Nice to see you. Cap, you still there? Get on topic.
Get on topic.
Oh, she's cooking and listening. Okay, you inspired.
Oh, is that Cat B?
Thank
Get
you.
on topic. Oh yeah, I think we're about winded here.
Get you some rest for tonight, man. Yeah, I got to finish this video. And
the mustache was not a big hit. The mustache wasn't good for your soul either. I was
made you
about growing it back.
That was what's a Star Trek? That was the Mirror World, Mitch. Yeah, we weren't sure about that one.
All right.
You showed up in the movie last night too. You
yeah, I saw that. That guy did have a
you were part of that genus. Yeah, the
Blacklist. Mike Miller says I'm going gray. I am a little bit. This lighting isn't helping. This lighting is making me look more gray than I am, but it's been a crazy couple of years. So yeah, I'm definitely going gray.
I'm actually losing some of my gray. I'm getting younger.
Oh wow! You must be eating blackstrap molasses.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, it's supposed to like make your hair turn brown or dark again.
Oh, does it grow hair? I could use some of that back here.
I don't know about that. Can't help you there.
Yeah.
All right, Kelsey. It's been fun. We'll do this again soon.
All right, cool. Hey, thanks for showing up, everybody. Appreciate you.
Thanks everybody. All right, rock and roll. Peace out.
Later.
See you later.
All right, now I can take this